Thank you for joining us today on a special edition of Dual DMs.
Yes.
You should have brought
I
your smoking jacket.
I should have. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't
dude, that would
quite
have been
prepared.
wild. That would have been wild for sure.
All right.
Okay.
This should be interesting playing.
Hell yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I've been waiting for this, like for real. Like when I said, "Hey, let's do it," and you're like, "I'll do it." I'm like, "Yes, let's do it." So.
I don't know many people that could come up with this one shot in 3 days.
Uh-oh.
Not many people. Just saying.
Yeah.
But your boy.
But this is what did we call it? I want to make sure one more time.
The
Apex Excursion. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a side run presented by Dual DMs and CraftyFellows. There you go.
Dun-dun-dun.
Boom.
So, let's go ahead and start with finding out a little bit more about our characters.
Okay.
The three of you, go ahead and introduce yourselves first as the players. Don't introduce your characters.
Okay.
Okay, don't introduce the character.
Yeah.
I am going to introduce myself first. I am Marcus Morici. I am going to be a player this time. I am one of the DMs for Dual DMs, and we're going to see how he handles tonight.
I'm just Bo, another player.
Normally, you'll see Bo play Cernon on our usual campaign.
I am Johnny Crow. I am the other DM on Dual DMs, and I am excited to finally play a character and a class I've never played before.
This will be fun. And again, if you missed the start, I'm Julian. I'm going to be the DM for this one-shot session. And before any more delays, let's go ahead and get started.
Sweet.
Excellent.
I'm excited.
So the three of you begin on a carriage. And you are trotting along through the kingdom of Valiance, headed towards the city of Paralas, where the three of you have all been hired to enter a very special competition at the city of Paralas, a great hunt. You see, all three of you were chosen, hand-selected by this special investor who invited you and promised you a great deal of gold in exchange for competing in this hunt. Each of you, through your exploits on your way to level 3, slayed some sort of great beast that let him know, this investor, this mystery investor, we'll call him Mr. S, as he signed the letter, the invitation for you. Something that let him know that you were worthy of this hunt, this grand hunt,
All right.
in the city of Paralas, in the kingdom of Valiance. The three of you are riding along on this carriage. It's a grassy meadow outside, and the road itself is a little sloped at times as it dips and climbs back up. You've been riding for a few hours. Perhaps you know one another, perhaps you don't, but conversation takes it to where it is. Go ahead and feel free to do any sort of role play or introduction to your character at this time.
How long is this ride to? Anybody know how long this ride is to Paralas? Anybody?
I'm not certain. I don't normally take carts for rides. I generally run through the wilds myself, but this will be a first.
Yeah, same for me. I'm not really sure. I don't even know really how to feel about it. I'm not. How big is this city? Where we're headed?
I'm not sure. I know it's I think it's a large. Well, they're all large cities to me. I'm used to the nature, but do you know?
All cities are large and small
You know what that makes sense.
in their own right.
Yeah, I've met a lot of small people in the cities.
The three of you
Depends on
in
your
this
perception.
carriage, as you talk to one another, you do know there's one other person in this carriage with you. A sharp angled face with tan skin really sticks out as something not quite human, but something not quite an elf or anything else you've ever seen. His hair is pulled back in like a little golden bun, and he has a little bit of facial hair, scraggly facial hair. As he sits quietly to himself, he has a green cloak, brown leathers, and he looks around and he looks at you, and what does he see?
Well, what he sees is a kind of a scrawny, shifty-looking guy. Unusual to the eye for most people because he does have some cat-like features to his face. Pointy ears with a little bit of a tuft on it. His hair is pulled back, but it is not as kept as normal society. It does look like he is well traveled through the wilds. And what else we can say about him? His clothes. He's got the standard traveler's outfit. Kind of sticks with more browns and oranges. Just kind of a fall because it's that. He loves that time of the year, and it helps him blend into nature as well. He's got himself a pack. His shifty nature might allude to everyone that he's got some roguish tendencies, that's for sure.
And as he examines you, he gazes around the carriage again and he looks your direction. What does he see?
Colt's just a human. Just looks like a farm boy. Good build, calloused hands. Been working all of his life. Wearing, he's got a tan. Wearing a chainmail shirt. It's got a halberd tucked into the corner of the carriage. As best as it'll fit, being as it's a little longer, kind of gets in the way. He's got an array of axes, a couple on his belt, and another big axe tucked into the corner as well. Not a big, double-sided battling axe, but also not a felling axe or anything you would cut wood with. It's got a big, deep beard cut into it. Short, tousled, brown hair, brown eyes. Looks pretty simple. Talks pretty simple. And he's a little nervous about this city thing. He's not much on big city. He's more of a rural, again, farm boy, just kind of out in the trees, out in the wilds, hunting, working. Dad was a carpenter as well as working the farm, raising horses. Simple. He's just here to work.
Right on. And after examining that, he looks your direction and he sees
something unusual. He sees not a human, but a man the size, a very large, 6'7", roughly, if you were to guess. Very dark blue skin, no ears on the outside, and a flat, broad nose on that almost appears that he doesn't really have a nose. He seems very put together, kind of calm, but almost smiling, but not a smile all the time, but just like this slight smirk, but very inquisitive, looking at everybody and everything, and like in a studious way. Kind of a deep purple eyes. He's got what looks like mage's robes on, but over top of that he has a studded leather armor that kind of glows with magic and has different accents you've probably never seen, maybe some mechanical bits and like just shifty looking things that are just a little out of place.
Interesting. And after looking at all three of you, he butts into your conversation, says, "None of you have ever been to Paralas?"
I can't say that I have. I tend to stay away from, like I was telling these gentlemen, I tend to stay away from cities and big urban locations, but I am a little bit versed in how to travel in those. But this will be the first time.
Interesting.
Never specifically to Paralas, but any city is the same and different at the same time. So it should be a unique experience that I am eager to study.
Well, I have never been to Paralas either, so this will be a first for all of us.
Does anyone know what the job's going to be exactly? They said something about it being a hunt. I've hunted before. That's really easy. Certain animals should not be trifled with.
For knowledge and stuff, you guys can always choose to roll rather than deny that you don't know anything about it.
That's good.
So
Okay.
keep that in mind.
Okay.
So for you, since you haven't denied it, feel free to roll history or anything.
What do you want? History?
Yeah.
11.
11? Okay. You've heard of a great hunt somewhere.
Okay.
A grand hunt that it sounded like it was perhaps a children's tale or something of that sort. A great king.
Fabled.
Yeah, very fabled. A great king that lives within a kingdom encapsulated by mountains. Hosts within the forest beneath in the valley between the mountains. A great hunt with magical beasts. And whosoever brings the greatest beast back wins his prized treasure. So that's what you know.
Can I roll to see if I know anything about Paralas itself?
Yeah.
From
Sure.
a studious background, kind of a...
You think it might be some like old deity, like an incarnation of fear or something?
Okay.
Green Lantern reference for those at home.
Yeah.
So he says to you all, he says, "My name is Calamak."
Calamak.
Oh, well, I guess I'm Rylus.
Colt.
Nice to meet you, Colt.
I am Rill.
Grill?
Rill.
Rill. Oh, okay.
Is the name I chose for myself once I became an adult.
Oh, people chose names for me.
Might I ask what you are, just so I can make notes?
Kind of a shifter.
No, I don't mean to make offense.
No.
I'm just learning the world.
I'm told that my race is called shifters.
Ah.
There's different types. I'm not really versed in what my type is called, but I noticed that I have a kinship to the feline persuasion, is what they say. So I've heard, anyway. The cats, the big beasts.
Yes.
I love them. They're close to me, and I'm close to them. Other than that, that's all I kind of know about myself. I've kept to myself a lot, and it's only just recently that I've gotten in. Well, I don't know if I should be telling you all this, but yeah, I've gotten into society. So if we're working together, then you probably should know that about me.
It's very good to know. Thank you.
I like your armor. It's really shiny.
I made it myself. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pay close attention to you.
I suppose an armor made the armor itself,
Yeah.
but I made it what it is.
It's very interesting armor. I'm personally a fan of the more traditional chainmail and whatnot. It's
not real fancy.
Very sturdy.
Sorry.
Reliable.
It's just a magic.
I have this nice set of leather if we're all talking about armor.
Yes.
Yeah. It's quiet when you're walking in the woods.
Armor.
Yes. You, sir, I've never seen your kind before. Might I inquire?
Me?
Yes. If you wish to speak about it, I'm merely learning the world. It's my duty to study and learn things.
I'm a lot of things.
That's all we are.
Perhaps through our journey we'll figure it out together.
Fantastic.
Can my character's insight if you're trustworthy?
Yeah. Of course you can.
It's
Please
one of those
do.
things, all right, so here we go. My first roll. It's...
You do notice that he starts sketching.
Okay. Not that it's crap, it was just...
Tilted, yeah.
Tilted. Huh. Okay, let's see. We have 18 plus 4. What does that make?
22.
22. That is my insight.
It's not a evil secret that he's keeping, but he is hiding what he is.
Holding something.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely holding something back.
I wouldn't have thought to question my intelligence is only 8, so I'm like, all right.
There you go.
As
What did you say?
most of the civil races tend to, I've noticed. Oh well, I guess that's all in
Yeah,
character.
okay,
So
out of character.
all in head, so you don't really need to hear that.
Yeah.
Mine's just studying you. Like you can see that he's like kind of drawing your features and
So
the guy's features, not him. He's the DM.
yeah.
So, I assume you all received one of these, and he produces the same invitation that you all received.
I have
or at least it looks
somewhere, and he reaches down,
Folds the
pulls
book
out
open.
something that looks kind of muddy and. Sorry,
Pristine.
sorry.
Mine's pristine.
It looks like that. Yep.
Mine's
Cool.
clean but wrinkled.
Crumbles it back up, shoves it in his pocket.
So that means we all slayed something to earn our spot on this team of sorts.
Well, I've slayed many of things.
The definition of slay can be many things. I mean,
Well, that's true. What did you all slay? I can go first if you wish.
Sure, absolutely. I would like to hear yours, as he seems now inquisitive because he knows that you're keeping something, but wants to see what you have to say.
Yes.
Mine perks up.
About a month ago, I was hunting in the forest, as I usually do. I'm a bit of a ranger of sorts, you could say. And I was hunting a large stag through the forest when I came upon some sort of thing with one nasty eye and much more eyes sticking out of it. I still don't know what it was, but I fought it, and I shot it, and I killed it.
I want to do two things here.
Yeah.
I want to know if I know what that is, and
I'm doing the
secondly,
same
I
thing.
want to know if you're telling the truth.
Okay, roll a...
I want to just roll the history to see if I know what he's talking about.
Give me a Arcana or History check to know what the creature is.
Okay.
Give me an Insight check if you want to know History. What is that?
10.
For what
Or
roll?
the first one. The
Arcana
beast.
or History?
Yeah.
Okay.
10.
10 straight?
Straight.
21.
You wouldn't know what it is.
Okay.
You know it's a bubble.
Okay.
Okay, and then for the insight, 22.
Okay.
You slay this
Yeah,
beast?
he killed that thing.
Oh, okay.
Whatever it was.
Like, my eyes just like, you slayed the beast?
Yes.
Do you know what it is? I don't know what this is. I've never heard of it before.
Well, it's probably a type of beholder.
Above what?
A beholder.
What is that?
Well, there are several different types, but essentially they are quite powerful and can essentially disintegrate a man at a blink of one of its eyes.
Wow.
These things exist. I mean, I've
Many
heard
of
some
them,
things, but that,
yes.
oh, that's-
Most of them are crazy, but depending on the type. That is at least what I've learned in my books.
Yes.
I've never specifically seen one. I would love to get a chance and not get killed, of course.
I would say I got lucky, and the most crazy thing I've ever fought is a number of armored creatures. I used, they were out of their element, you could tell, but I used the trees as, tools for my attacks. They were very persistent, and they kept burrowing and jumping out, and
Whoa.
at the end I was able to defeat them. I don't know what they're called, but I know they're
Armored.
armored.
Oh.
You
How
know,
big were they?
well, they were rather large.
And how many did you defeat?
Well, there was 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
Can you describe them?
Humanoids?
Can you describe them?
Really sleek is the word.
I'll make a note of this so if I ever see
Yeah,
one.
armored and sleek.
Yes.
Teeth.
Teeth?
And he's like,
How many rows?
Like a shark.
I wasn't counting rows, I was just jumping trees.
Oh, jumping trees. I like that.
He doesn't say that. That was me.
Did you kill something?
You
That you can
I'm-
think of?
I outside of just defending the homestead and here and there little threats to the town. Spent some time being a Sherpa, working in the mines a little bit. as a guard. That leads to, helping pack and guard small excursions into distant areas of the mines. As always seems to be problems in the mines. But towards the last issue or last anything I ran into was some sort of crazy lizards that they turned a bunch of the folks into stones and statues. Weirdest thing I ever seen. Seen goblins, seen some normal stuff before, but never seen that.
Yeah, goblins are everywhere.
They seem to be. That was the last creatures I ran into. That after that, somebody came and asked about, the details and gave me this. Here I am.
Interesting.
Did find it interesting that just wandering around, some strange person walks up and hands me this paper. Well, the one down there. So,
oh yeah, yeah. Just some stranger. I was just standing there, and yeah.
I just assumed it was part of the.
Well, I didn't know him.
Everyone's a stranger until you meet them, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, no offense, you're pretty strange.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, the blue skin. I don't think I've ever met something or a person. That
You probably
looks like
haven't.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, you
Very
asked me the same of myself, so I guess we're on the same field.
Well, everybody in this world is strange to me. Yes.
Oh. What happened to your ears?
I just simply don't have them on the outside like you do.
Whoa.
Oh.
You see, there's a hole.
And so he starts
Ooh.
contemplating. You see him like get lost, as if he's like
I can still hear you.
looking at the wilderness
Obviously.
in his mind, and
My nose.
And I don't say anything.
Yeah.
Looking at noses.
I still smell. Yes.
Did you know there's like birds?
Mhm.
They're like that too. So you're like
I've met one of them. Yes.
like a bird.
I've met several bird people.
Oh, bird people. Oh no, I was just referring to birds. But yeah, I guess bird people.
A journey.
You get around. Huh?
I do.
Yeah.
It is my mission, and to study and learn as much as I can.
Oh, so you must be pretty excited to visit a new
Yes,
city, yes?
absolutely, yes.
I
Many
gotcha.
notes to take, yes.
I'm curious, how much longer will this be? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, how long?
Well, let's take a look. And he like sticks his head out the carriage and takes a look. You guys can too. If you
Do we have a
All of a
map?
sudden, foreheads pop out.
I was gonna say, is there a map?
There's a guy driving the
Oh,
cart.
okay, so I
He knows
try
where we're
to
going.
climb. You see me just like pop out and try to climb up onto something
Okay.
to see if I can see and get a hold of the guy who drives.
Yeah, make an athletics check.
Yeah, sure, why not? I can.
With advantage, because you're a thing that climbs.
You're a thing that climbs.
Yeah, I'm nifty. I'm nifty.
You could just say, "Pardon me, driver."
Pardon me, Java. No, that's not me. Okay, I will say that was a cool
Perhaps we'll teach you
15
manners
actually.
All right. Yeah, you get up there. You just kind of like stick half your body out of the carriage and start climbing up to the top, and you get on top. You're just sitting on top of the carriage, and like you just hang upside down. You're like, hey driver.
Yeah, I'm curious. Do you have a map I can look at? I'm really good with areas. If I had a map,
Oh, what are you doing out of the carriage?
I just wanted a map. Can I look at that? I'll go back in the carriage. No
Ask
problem.
him how long until we get there.
And then how long can we get there? There's a blue guy that wants to know.
We don't have a map. I know where we're going. I've traveled this route before. Now, as for how long it'll be, you see up ahead, and he points up ahead. And you don't have to make a perception check because it's pretty plain. It's kind of set into like about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun's not quite setting, but it's starting to come down. And you see ahead through this grassy meadow, you're headed towards a mountain range. And the mountains part a little bit, and you can see inside there's some sort of purple and green swirling barrier beyond the mountain range that you're headed towards.
Okay, so I'm gonna pop back in. Okay, so it's almost nighttime. I looked ahead. We're heading towards the mountain range through some meadows, and then there looks more stuff like that you would be familiar with because I was looking at your armor and some kind of like purple wavy
Magic?
Magic. Yes, that's the stuff.
Can I stick my head out?
I stick my head out to him on hearing that because I don't know what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Arcana check to know, see if I know what it is.
Yeah, you can do that, and you both can see it plainly because it's still daytime and it's not too far away.
14.
You can tell it's some sort of protective barrier.
Probably not though.
There's something about it that feels like it has to do with nature. But you don't quite know like what schools of magic are at play.
I'm just fascinated. I have no clue what we're looking at. So is that where we're going?
Something new for me to learn.
Yes, that must be paradise. Yes, that must be paradise. That's what it sounds like.
Hopefully. I mean, if it's not, then we're going in the wrong direction.
I've met people who have like had identity crisis before. That's what somebody called it, where they just couldn't pin down who they were.
Yeah.
Were they talking about you?
Well, there's a lot of people who talk about me, but it's.
Yeah.
I'm an odd sort.
In my travels, I met an interesting pair, Dav and Vic. Yes, they suffered from that as well. Anyway, back to our
I'll make a
journey
note
at
of looking that up in the library.
It looks like if that's all we have to go, then we should only be a few more hours out. We should reach there by nightfall.
Okay. Unless any of you mind, I wouldn't. I would play a bit of music for you. A little treat if you want, or we can just sit in silence. That's cool too.
As long as it doesn't sound like a screeching cat,
Well,
I'm all right. That wasn't a cat joke. I'm sorry.
He reaches down,
I'm all for new experiences.
and you see him reach into his pouch, and he pulls out something covered in cloth, and he unwraps the cloth, and it's a nice musical instrument. For those who are, it's a flute, and he's getting ready, and he starts playing this, like, it's almost like a tale being told. No, I'm kidding. It's not that.
No, I like it. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of like a tale being told. And he
This
plays
is one of those human things, correct?
It sounds just super lovely, and then as you're listening to it, it's got a tone, and it's almost like a back and forth tale of like two things communicating, and and he finally finishes about 10 minutes later. That's that song.
Thank you for sharing your craft.
I'm not casting any spell.
God, are you just really playing the crocodile and the dragon?
Hell yeah, I'm playing the crocodile and the dragon.
Oh my God!
Thank you for sharing your craft.
We're just gonna keep going back and forth all night.
Thank you for sharing your craft, sir.
It's a beautiful song. I've learned it.
Here, I will share my craft
one of my
with
first
you.
ones. Oh, what do you do?
He pulls out a bottle. Gives one to you. Gives one to you. Gives one to you.
Wow.
It's my own brew.
How big is it?
Like a pint.
Well, you carried this?
Yes, my bag. Yes.
This isn't gonna change my hair color or anything.
No, it's although I do know a bit of alchemy, this is just a plain brew, one I've worked on for many years. At one of my many jobs before I left home.
And uncontrollably, he is popping the cork, and he's.
All right. Calmax can store it.
What is it?
Thank you.
It's an ale.
It's ale?
It's a homemade ale.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure, like, he's. Yeah, so you see him, and he kind of like.
It's just a homemade ale.
Cork, pop cork, almost very like.
You shared your craft. I figured that was customary to share. No?
Thank you very much. I would very much like more of this later time.
I figured it better than just a picture of a map or something I could draw, but
I don't normally find this as a particularly good spot to drink at, but I will partake.
Yeah, sorry, I know anything as fancy as you guys. I mean, I can shoe a horse and I can work wood, but I mean, unless you got a field to I mean, I go to work in a field, but
Everyone has talents. It just takes time.
Yeah, I don't have any butter for you to churn or anything, so sorry. I do have this, and he reaches into his pack and he pulls out a watermelon.
What is that?
This is a good melon.
Oh.
You see, I met a druid the other day. He's working on a better good berry.
Huh.
He made this, and he just puts it out and like cuts it with his dagger and just lets you guys dig in.
And
But I mean, yeah.
This is like a farm thing, right?
so he's sniffing it, and he's like,
I mean, we had a garden.
You see
Fresh
him like
fruit's always
before
good.
even taking a bite, he's looking at it, studying it, drawing it, like, whoa. And how did he make this?
Druid kept his secret to himself.
Ah, druid thing.
Rylus, he's got his in his hand, and he's going
Makes note about taste.
little,
Oh.
and then he just starts eating it. Okay,
Oh my god.
just gives a little.
You really are very cat-like, aren't you?
This is excellent.
This is very very delightful. I like this quite. It's a good melon. I'm going to have to remember that, and I don't. I'll remember.
Why don't you write it on that invitation you got? That is a piece of paper.
I have this, and he reaches it, but
All sticky now.
can you write on it? I noticed you've been keeping notes this whole time.
I'll give you a piece of paper with the name on it. How about that?
Cool. Can you give me a name of the place we're going, as well, and anything else? You're very studious, and I forget sometimes.
Sure.
Great.
I can do that.
Are you cool to like keep an eye? I'm gonna finish this bottle, and I'm gonna take it like a nap.
It is kind of cool outside, yes. I feel a breeze. I'm not hot or stuffy.
So you keep an eye on me. Everything's gonna be okay.
What does that have to do with the temperature?
Oh, it's a phrase. Like everything's good.
Ah.
Sorry, like I said, I'm slow.
This is great. You're both learning from each other.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well,
so he
one
just
of us is learning.
comes up and he's not being shy. He finished it off and he's like, okay, feet up. And then he curls into himself and starts to sleep.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Alcohol makes sleepy.
So I lift my pack up and flip over the badger pelt flap. Reach in and pull out a small pan flute, and with my roll of a 9, play a very short, very poor hot cross buns. Put it away quietly and shyly.
That sounded very similar to my cousin. She's an excellent player now.
Very good, Coles.
Yeah.
Great job, buddy.
I never really embraced.
Perhaps the cat can give you more lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One has to start somewhere.
It's all right. I thought it was great.
Every failure is a chance to learn something. That is what my father always said. Of course, he said that all the time, so perhaps it was... Never mind.
I'm asleep, but that's funny.
Alright,
You can see he closes up emotionally, like he was starting to like let emotions out, because this race is very like not emotional. They're very. So he's like, as soon as it started coming, he's like, nope.
Alright, so with that, we'll go ahead and say the next few hours pass on the carriage. You guys exchange pleasantries and catch some shut-eye here and there where you can. But by the time you start approaching, you can see this giant... first you see these giant mountains. You see the giant mountain range that spreads around. And it looks like it curves off to the side and out forward as it outstretches. It doesn't just go straight. It actually reaches around.
Oh,
Yeah, you see it's sort of creating some sort of circle, the mountain range. And as you enter this mountain range, you pass a path that goes right between two mountains and leads you directly towards that large barrier that you had seen before. And as you approach, the barrier becomes more and more clear. And you can see through the barrier somewhat. It's a little translucent, and in the distance you can see those mountains actually coming around and creating a sort of ring around the dome.
Oh.
And within the dome you see a large forest.
But not a just forest.
You see a forest.
From
You
what
see
we-
How far away are we?
a waterfall coming from one of the mountains. You see areas that look like there's actually snow, but you also see areas that look like a little bit more humid.
Can I have a cartography kit tool set. Can I start making like a geographical map indicate
Yeah, I'll let you
like
do
a basic
that.
I can roll for it though.
Yes,
Okay.
and I'll tell you when.
Okay.
So as you guys are approaching this, you suddenly take a sharp left away from the dome and start proceeding up the mountain. It's a winding path up the mountain, but as you climb, you see hidden on the other side of the mountain facing the dome a large kingdom. Some sort of large golden castle with a lot of little buildings cascading down the mountainside.
And they're on the inside of the dome.
They're not on the inside.
Opposite
They're
side
on
of the dome, it sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
I'll
it's
make more
okay.
sketches.
Yeah. Let me draw a quick sketch.
That's
I
what
was that
that's
close
what my
to
character's doing.
I was
is
that
just-
close to taking cartographer. That would have been funny.
I have 4 tool sets I can use.
Yeah.
Based on my background and school. Yeah.
Hey.
I do have Wanderer, so I have an eye for maps and geography, but
Nice.
didn't take cartographer.
Okay, so just so you guys know how this kind of looks. Whoa, yeah, let's dump it all.
All of it. Just every ounce.
So here's the road you guys were taking
Oh,
towards
that's cool.
Paralas. As you guys come up, you're gonna see the mountains on either side. The dome is in here. This is the mountain range around the dome, and
So like a
Paralas
little
is
valley.
just right here.
Okay.
So you guys don't have to go too far.
Now you
Just in
dumped it
case
all.
you didn't dump it all. Yeah, I was gonna say you just
Yeah.
dump the rest.
Yeah,
Dump
Nice.
everything.
I wonder
Alright,
if this
so-
is its own magical circle.
The thing.
Okay.
I'm asleep. Still in the car.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. So yeah, as you're going up the mountain, you actually can see down into the valley, and you can see the dome and all the different sort of ecosystems within it. And from there, you can possibly draw a much better map.
Oh, fantastic.
How close do we get to the dome? Still ways away from it, or is this like bordering right?
It's not like within reaching distance, but it's probably about like 50 feet away from the mountainside.
So if I have a tool set and I'm proficient with it, what does that give me? Does that give me an advantage? Or does it just give me a bonus?
I think you have disadvantage.
You have
if you can't-
proficiency,
Proficiency, yes.
which you get to add to it.
Okay, so
And then it would be, I'm going to say an intelligence check.
Okay.
So just add your intelligence and proficiency. Oh. Yeah, and then if you don't have it, then it's disadvantage.
So,
Right.
I think so.
okay, so 17.
17, okay.
I'm good.
You draw like a cursory map. You don't really get to see any of the sort of paths, but
Yeah.
you're able to like draw a map that splits the different ecosystems and like.
So I know
it's
where
gonna-
the waterfall's over here and
Yeah,
the snow's
yeah.
over here. Yeah, just a general
Good
from where
overview.
we're at.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice.
I may have to just draw that during the break real quick. That'll be good.
But for the mind's eye, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys continue on this path through the mountains, and the sun is starting to set, but this dome still glows, and it almost glows brighter as it gets darker.
Interesting.
Sort of lighting the valley. Only on the outside, though. As you look inside, you can see, well, you can't see too much. You see the treetops, but really, you can't see beyond that.
Does it make any noise?
You do hear
Out of the ordinary,
sound.
like it's
No, not out of the ordinary.
like
not
the
for a
field
forest
doesn't
and
seem to
jungle.
be making any weird noise or anything, not crackling.
No, no. Yeah, it's not sparking. It's not humming or anything like that. You guys continue on through the path and make your way towards the city gates.
Oh.
There's a guard there dressed in white and gold, and he carries a large glaive, and he says, "Halt! How many in your carriage?" And the driver says, "Oh, we're transporting a hunting party for the great hunt. Let us through. We have 4 on board plus me." "Great hunt. Where's your papers?" You hear some ruffling outside. You can peek out if you want. But after some ruffling, it says, "All right, go on through." And you hear the sound of large doors creaking open as you peek out.
Yeah.
There are these white and gold doors, and the wall itself is white and gold. And it slowly creaks open as and we're live! Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. Sorry for the delay. We're going to jump right back into it. Everybody remember where we left off? With those sweet white golden doors opening to the city of Parallax.
And I was about to roll and wake him up too.
Okay. You guys are entering the city of Parallax. There's a hustle and bustle about the town as they celebrate what appears to be the Great Hunt. There's banners hanging down everywhere saying the Great Hunt, October 2nd through October 5th. What was that snap?
He's doing the audio.
Oh.
He's dreaming. He's, you know.
I'm gonna push.
Snapping in his sleep.
I'm gonna kind of shake him awake. Shake his character awake, and then whenever he wakes up.
Are you waking me up now?
Yes.
All right. I wait. What? Wait. Who? What was that? Whoa.
We're in the city.
Hmm?
I didn't want you to miss us, but I do have a question.
Yes.
Knowing that you're from the wild and deal with packs, I'm assuming. Do you see those people out there? There's the Dragonborn and the Orcs, I believe, all kind of in packs. Is this
What people?
I was looking at the back.
Oh, and
Yeah.
what do you see?
You said that
they were.
That got cut for the stream.
Oh, I apologize.
Little disconnect.
As
that's
you look out the
10
back, you see small groupings of
Yes.
certain races. You see Dragonborns huddled together. You see Orcs huddled together. Still celebrating.
Wearing the same.
Similar gear, similar outfits.
Anything you make of this? Does this look normal?
Packs, you said?
Yeah.
And so, like, he goes and pulls open the drapery to look out, and I see it. And what would you say I better take away from what I'm seeing?
Does he have to roll for like a
No,
investigation?
I'll say
nature?
you just see them demonstrating a kinship, some sort of shared relation between these groupings of Orcs and Dragonborn. They're all armed. They wear similar regalia. You would probably be able to put together that they're hunting packs.
Oh, hunting packs. That's cool. They look like they hunt together. You know what else is really cool?
I thought they may have been a sporting
I
competition.
want to let you know. You know what else is really cool?
Like a team.
2 months in a row, Sunset Brew has subscribed to the channel of CraftyFellows. Thank you. Cheers, mate. No alcohol here, but
Well, that's so
Yeah.
funny that you say that, because as the carriage pulls up to the tavern where you are staying, you look outside and you see the name of the tavern is Sunset Brew. Thank you, Sunset Brew.
Boom! Sunset Brew.
You're now a part of the world.
Cool.
And just so you know, for this one shot, anyone that subscribes, if I hear about it, you're getting added into the campaign.
What?
Oh, that's cool. Can it be like? It could be like NPCs,
Yeah.
buildings, all sorts
I'll
of
figure
that
out
stuff.
something. Maybe you'll
I like
just name
that.
the monster after you.
Ooh, I like this.
Or a sword. Magic weapon. You never know.
Nobody needs to get out of here.
Oh, cool! Like evils, like
Yeah.
maybe the big evil people that we
There's
fight,
no-
bosses.
There's no evil people in this world.
Oh,
It's okay.
oh yeah! I've got an unfair advantage now.
Is this a paladin? I'm just kidding.
Everyone gets their own kobold.
Yes.
I just
Kobold.
I have a familiar too.
He says, enjoying sipping beverages in my tavern. Unless it's an evil tavern, then I hope you suffer in my tavern.
I guess
Yes.
we'll see.
Yes, we will see.
So as the carriage pulls up outside the tavern, whose thing is that? Oh, that's your head.
I shut it off.
Okay.
We're good.
As you guys pull up to the tavern, the driver hops off, and you can hear him. "I have to lug all this luggage from. Okay, fine. Let's pay for it. I got some more. Get out already!" And he like opens the carriage door, but he doesn't open it for you.
Just unlatches it,
Yeah.
walks off.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what. I liked that guy. I mean,
Sorry.
I'm used
Do you
to.
need some help?
Oh, I have it. These are for you. A sponsorship. Mr. S sealed the deal.
Kind of
And he drops
ease my way out.
4 pouches outside for you.
Ooh.
Ease
You
my
get
way
on.
out. And we're all looking at.
I've heard of pouches
Yeah.
devouring you, so I just wanted to make sure.
I did a.
Detect magic. I'm gonna wave my hand like detect magic.
I want you all to roll a d100.
First death of the night.
All right, finally I got to use my 10s. All right.
When I get I want to roll detect
93.
magic to see if they're magic in nature.
Okay.
Dice rolling
93.
time. Do. You ready?
No.
All
I
right.
will be.
Okay. Well, you let me know.
1 second. I will.
But
let
we're
you
outside the
know.
Sunset Brew, right?
Yeah, you guys are outside the Sunset Brew.
Oh yeah.
And you have these sweet blue pouches in front of you. They're pretty hefty in nature. And as you each look into them, you see. You rolled a 93?
93.
You see some pipes. Kind of like your pan flute.
Like musical instruments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Large,
Like bigger, smaller, another setup like pan flute kind of thing?
yeah, it's a straight up pan flute.
Okay.
I called it pan flute because that's what's magic is. But it's a pan flute. And as you look at it, it looks like wooden, and it has a small little golden rat attached to it, as well as a leather strap, so you can strap it over your arm, strap it wherever you need to. As you look at it, there's small little rats carved on the I don't know the anatomy of a pan flute, but it's along the wooden edge of the pan flute. It looks like this. Just figure out.
That was a big rack pie. Okay. All right.
Cool. Can I make a request?
Yeah.
Can the purveyor of the Sunset Brew can it be a he, and can his name be Zep?
Yes.
All right. Zep is the purveyor of Sunset Brew.
Save that for when you actually meet him in the future.
No, I'm excited.
What did you roll, dog?
I rolled 19.
So at this point, I've got my bag open. I'm holding these
Homeschool?
things, looking at mine, looking at you, seeing what you guys are pulling out.
Okay. You. What kind of weapons can you use?
Interesting that you should ask me that.
Because he has no idea.
No, I have proficiencies in crossbows, hands, long swords, rapiers, short swords, simple weapons.
He did the hand of a gun, and he did long swords.
What about armor?
Armor? Light.
That's it. Okay.
Haha.
Haha.
All right. So you pull out a longsword. And it's very nice craft. It has a blue gem in the base of the hilt. So it's at the very bottom of the hilt. And the hilt itself is wrapped in some sort of twine. It's sort of like a rustic feel to it. But the rest of it is just a finely crafted steel blade.
Is there a hilt? Or not a hilt. Is there a sheath in there?
Yeah, there's a sheath.
And he fixes it to his side. This is neat. What do you got in yours? This bag is awesome.
What did you roll?
84.
84. Okay, yeah, that's actually perfect. Okay, you reach in and you pull out a steel helm.
Oh.
And on the helm are lots of small little circles with little knobs sticking out of them.
Can detect magic.
Yeah, it's magical. And as you cast it, you notice all three of your items are magical.
Ah. Mr. S sure is very... What's the word?
I'm just about to blow across the top of my pipes, like
It's-
still, as he's going.
It's magical.
Oh, it's. And I'm like,
It's magical. Be careful. You might want to study a little bit more to make sure you know what it is. Or I can identify it for you if you'd like.
I mean, if you can, is that something you can do?
It is.
I don't know how
I
to
wanted to make
identify.
sure. Wanted to make sure I had it.
I've seen magic items before, but I've never owned one, never had one.
Let me make sure I can do that. I wanted to make sure I had it prepared. Yes. Yes, I do have.
Is it a ritual?
I have. I don't know how do I tell if it's a ritual.
Should be marked as a ritual.
Detect magic. R next to it? Is that ritual?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I can do 10 minutes for ritual.
Yeah.
I had to do for each one. Yes, let's get inside and then I can perform. I can make sure I know exactly what each item is.
I appreciate that.
Rather than out here in the crowd.
All right, good.
Yeah, I was really excited to get into the Sunset Brew. The drink that I had from you was quite lovely, but that's been long gone. I had a good cat nap, and I'm looking to see if they have something a bit tasty inside.
Pack on, pipes in the sack, jug in the other hand.
Were you ever in the military? Did you ever attain the rank of captain?
Nope.
Because you are quite obvious sometimes.
No.
Ah.
Not had happened, no.
Curious.
I bet.
All right, good luck. And the driver
Thank
gets
you,
on
sir.
the carriage and trots off. Well, I guess we shall be off then, huh?
Bags normal or are they magical?
The bags just seem like they're sacks.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
But you can use them.
Hold my sack up.
Shall we get on then? I do believe this is the hotel where we have our reservations, thanks to Mr. S.
Let us.
As you
Lean my halberd against the outside and open the door for everybody.
Thank you, sir. Do you bring your halberd in?
Unless I'm told otherwise.
No, you're not.
All right.
Yeah, so everyone goes in
I'm
and
kind of
then
strapped down.
you follow behind. As you all enter, this is a very fancy tavern. There is a large sitting area off to the left. It steps down into a circle, and there's a small fire at the center. But it doesn't seem to be producing any smoke. There are very luscious couches surrounding this fire. They're thick and velvety, and these brilliant shades of blue and red and green. And as people sit on them, lounging and partying and enjoying themselves, they've got drinks in hand. They've got hookah set up. They're just having a gay old time.
Do I detect any magic in that room? The fire.
Yeah, the fire is a magical fire. As you look off to the right, there's a bar that lines the corner of the room, and to the left in the far back, there's a set of stairs that lead up.
Oh, cool.
Behind the bar, there is an elven man with a red vest on and a dress shirt and a little bow tie. And on his nameplate, you can see the name Zep.
Oh. Hey, Zep. Hi. So, just got here, and I'm looking to see if maybe I could get some drinks. I'm kind of looking for. I don't know about the rest of the guys that I'm with, but like ale, something nice. I have a good taste for things. If you know of anything, I would like something that you could say is woodsy. A woodsy ale.
A woodsy ale, you say?
Yes, a woodsy ale, please.
Do you have a reservation?
I think so because
I
the
produced the card.
guy just dropped us off and said we're supposed to come in here. So
What are your names?
I'm Rylus, and that is
Real.
He snaps his fingers
Real.
and produces a clipboard and starts going down the list.
Rybus and Real, and you are?
Colt 11.
And this gentleman is
Calabac.
Calamak.
Calamak.
Oh, I have that written down, yes.
Yes, none of you are on the list. I'm sorry.
That's actually okay with me.
Are you sure
We
Mr.
can
S didn't do
camp outside the
reservations?
walls.
That seems more comfortable. Could it be under another name?
Mr. S?
Mr. S. Oh, yes, Mr. S. There is a 4-bedroom suite reserved for you. Wow!
Yes. That
wow.
would be up.
Yes.
Full,
Wow.
Full people. Yes.
All right.
Wow.
I didn't suspect. All right. Woodsy Ale, come in up.
And he claps his hands, and 2 halflings come running out with trays, a tray of water, 4 glasses of water for you guys, and a tray of grape leaves wrapped around rice. If you've ever had grape leaves, it's a Mediterranean dish, delicious.
Oh. What's
I'm
Dolmas.
definitely
Dolmas.
having all of that.
Yeah. Your woodsy ale will be right up. Can I get the rest of you anything to drink?
Yeah, I'll just have one of those.
Okay.
something a little bit more refined, please?
Yes, sir. And I'll have the same as him.
Yes, sir.
So a couple minutes go by as you are sitting at the bar, and they bring out your 2 woodsy ales and your 2 delicious drinks. It's a bubbly purple drink, and they bring
I
out
love
the
the color.
bottle with it. And the bottle is a small orb with like a little crown on top for the
Nice.
cork.
Do you think they'd mind if we kept this?
Mmm.
I mean, if Mr. S is paying, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, we could just charge it to Mr. S. That's true. That's true.
I'm just curious how much of this we can have. Is there a limit?
Yes, is there a limit?
Well, it says you're good for the whole time that you're paid here. Which should be the length of the hunt, so the next 2 days.
Do you know anything about the hunt?
Of course, everyone in this town knows about the hunt.
I'm not from this town. I'm actually from the wilderness, from way far out.
Yes,
and-
I can tell.
Thanks. So I'm just curious if you could tell me anything. Like if you don't know, if somebody doesn't know, and you were telling a tale, what would the tale be of the hunt?
Well,
I believe he's inquiring for more information.
none of you know about the hunt then.
More simply that we slayed a beast and were invited.
Oh, okay. Well, the hunt is our annual celebration of our wonderful Feywood. You see, if you look below, you will see the biodome that surrounds the Feywood. We've cultivated a variety of different ecosystems within the biodome, and all sorts of creatures and monsters have sprouted up within. And to celebrate this wonderful creation from magics that have been here long before myself, we every year have the royal hunt.
Zep,
So is it something specific you hunt, or is it...
It's just the largest beast they can find. Usually, whoever
so
brings
have
back the most impressive catch typically wins the hunt.
Zep, can I tell you I'm very excited about this? Like, I'm very excited. This is very interesting. Thank you. I appreciate your hospitality. I know someone's paying for it, but I appreciate it. You've been very helpful. And guys, are we working together
I believe we're in the employ of Mr. S, so
for Mr.
I
S?
assume we're a team.
So we're a team for S?
Is everyone here representing Mr. S?
No.
Do you know Mr. S? Is that
I
other than the reservation?
No, I don't know Mr. S.
I
Other
didn't
than
know.
the reservation. I believe I was not working that day. I had the day off when the reservation was made.
I just didn't know if this was a wide.
Insight?
Go for it.
That will be. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
I've been
18.
ready.
He doesn't know.
That's all pretty good.
Okay, cool. He's never met him. It's good to know.
I believe deductive reasoning should be used here. Clearly there are multiple parties outside in groups, so this is probably a group hunt, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Those are allowed, it's not just individuals.
Oh, it's highly encouraged that they are group
Ah,
hunts.
see. So Mr. S has hired us as part of his hunting party. So,
Does that mean the
So-
winnings go back to him?
yes, that was the next question. What exactly do you get if you win?
Well,
Other than, of course, the prestige.
the individuals each receive somewhere around 10,000 platinum each.
Huh.
And I do believe there was. Yes, he always puts his luck blade up for anyone that can slay the right beast. He won't say what it is, but some sort of catch out there is what he's looking for, and he says he'd put the luck blade up to
Who's
anyone that can slay it.
Who's he?
Oh, that's King Valiance. King Franklin Valiance the Third.
I'm sorry, did you say 10 platinum?
10,000 platinum each.
Oh, we're definitely killing stuff. Like, I've killed things before. I love the the nature. I'm cool with nature, but I'm happy with nature, but I've killed things and I will kill things because I've learned treasure is important in this world.
Perhaps the meeting to discuss our particular methods should be kept in private.
Well, I wasn't being specific. Is kill a secret?
Sometimes how you kill, or just
Oh,
the attempt of kill,
of course,
is a secret. Yes.
You're pretty smart.
Thank you for noticing.
I just figured you would like to hear that. So shall we?
I suppose some people
So can we have the?
like compliments, but it is not necessary.
Okay.
But I do appreciate it.
Can we, Zep? Can we take this to our room to have discussion? When is the hunt?
Yes.
When can we start the hunt?
The hunt begins tomorrow morning.
Great. Let's go to our room, discuss strategy, and if we can have stuff set up, that would be amazing.
Sounds good.
It was great knowing you. Thank you. I'm sure we'll meet again, but society.
Ha! Yes, society. Hi, society. And with that, you guys claps his hands 2 more times, and
Can I get another bottle of this?
yes, just
I'll
keep
put this one on.
ringing down, and we'll send it up. He claps his hands, and the 2 halflings run out again and show you to your rooms.
Nice.
You guys end up climbing about 3 flights of stairs to the very top floor, where your sweet is awaiting you.
Sweet.
Nice. If you guys just give me your items, I'll put them here and I'll do the ritual and let you know as I learn what they are. I can get that started before we go anywhere, before we decide on anything.
Hand over my sack.
Let's get settled.
Looking around.
I'll take whichever room you guys
room.
don't choose.
They're all saying to me,
I was gonna say all the rooms look the same.
I'm used to staying in nature, out in the wild, so having a place, I'm good with any of them.
Okay.
That one's fine. And he walks over to a random door. This one's one of ours. Opens it. Are we talking in mine?
What?
There's a common room in between all 4, so you guys.
Yeah, it's
can
a
stay in
suite
the
with 4
common
bedrooms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a suite with 4 bedrooms. So
Oh, this is part of the room too?
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm like again still looking around, nervous, not sure what to think. This is far more extravagant than anything
It
I've
is
seen.
nice.
It is very nice, yes. I don't think I've ever stayed in a place this nice. Wow, Mr. S, you had good use. Now, about those items.
Yes.
I hand over my bag, and as I go opening doors, kind of mumble to myself, I wonder if there's a stables outside.
You see me.
You wish to stay, you can watch me do it. I'll do yours first if you'd like.
Okay.
So it's going to take me a few minutes.
You know what I'll do? I'll play us a song. And so he goes to pull the flute out, and he's like, you guys seem to like this one last time, so I'm going to play it again.
Okay.
And so he starts playing.
So he starts doing it. I'm just like, I'll move along to the rhythm.
Was it Crocodile and the Dragon?
Yeah.
Crocodile and the Dragon.
Yours first, correct?
And so that song's about 10 minutes long.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's a +1 sword.
It's a very nice sword.
And as he finishes,
Magical in nature.
oh, that's
You
very
can attack
cool.
creatures that you can have a resistance that have no resistance to magic, so it gives you an additional attack. It's magic. It's very
Okay.
nice.
Cool.
Don't cut yourself with it.
At this point, you notice there's like a level of like seriousness. It rolls over his face. It hasn't been there before, but when you say don't cut yourself with it, you kind of like get this glare as if like there's this level of past to his eyes that he reveals for a moment. And he goes back to his cheerful self. Of course.
Okay, and then
Things are sharp.
Yeah. Yours, I'm guessing, so some kind of loot.
Yeah. So you
This
found
is-
out it is.
Did the other guy get anything?
Yeah, he's gonna hand you his cloak in a minute.
Okay.
They're pipes of the sewer. So let me find out what that means.
Sound pleasant to blow on?
So the sewer.
Oh. Yeah. That's awesome.
You can. This is interesting. I believe it's called the pipes of the sewers. You can call forth a swarm of rats. Just 3 times a day. I believe up to 3 times a day.
I've got it here.
Yeah.
Just
I was
raise
trying to see what my
brow.
character was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if you sat with it for an hour or something, you would gain insight to what it exactly does. It's something magical in nature that attunes to you.
Again, raise my brows. My first.
It's quite nice.
Do I need to do anything special for that?
You will learn it whenever you.
I think you need to blow in it, like you did with the other one that
But-
you have, and like I do with
But
the
not
flute.
until. But not until you've spent time with it to make sure you know how to properly blow into it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, do I need to do anything special during that time?
Just wait an hour to study it, and it'll come to you. The magic itself will imbue you with the knowledge of how to operate it.
I want one of those.
You have one of those. The same will happen with that.
The flute?
No,
Oh.
the sword.
Okay. Magic folk are confusing.
I absolutely agree.
And your cloak,
Yeah?
sir?
He hands you a green cloak.
Very nice.
It looks elven and make.
Ah. Very nice indeed. It's elven and make. And I believe it'll protect you. It'll keep people from perceiving you if you put the hood up.
Cool. Oh, very
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Memorize that. That's awesome. And what about your helmet?
Well, save the best for last, hopefully. Ooh. Nice.
The halflings bring up some more food and drink for you all as you're in the
I'm
commons.
not normally the
Specifically
helmet
what?
type, but
Chimichangas.
chimichangas.
Do you believe if I've seen this as my character before?
No.
Oh. So he's gonna wearily look them over.
Yeah,
Would I have seen
they
it?
smell delicious.
These smell delicious.
Travel a lot.
I don't know. If you want to roll a
No,
history check, you
no.
can.
I'm gonna say they're part of this realm. What are these servants?
Chimichangas.
What does the person that brought them in look like?
It's 2 halflings.
Oh, yeah.
Chimichangas.
They look delicious.
Chimichangas.
These are weird ass people.
And then they scurry out.
Says the one that.
They come from the Oompa Loompa tribe.
Chimichangas. Where is my? Okay.
I've returned.
Smells good. Take a bite.
I'll try.
Burn my mouth off.
Oh! Oh. Wow.
Still drinking.
Okay, so
Sitting uncomfortably in the common room.
since he's figuring things out and we've gotten this, it's taken about an hour. I have questions. So we're supposed to fight beasts. Find beasts, kill beasts.
I almost used
You wanted to talk strategy? I at least can help with a bit of tracking of sorts. I've been in the wilderness long enough to know what big and bad beasts are, how to avoid them, and it's pretty easy. If these domes are like nature, it's easy to find them based on how the natural wildlife responds. If you track and see larger beasts and they're running from something, that's generally an indication that that might be something we would like to pursue.
That's a good idea.
True, very true.
Keep that in mind.
It all starts from the little animals. People don't always pay attention to them, but once you watch the patterns and you see them, you tend to find the bigger and more scarier of creatures.
Very true.
I can find a familiar to help us during the time, whether it's a flying creature or whether it's a ground creature.
Perhaps some air assistance would be
I could do that.
very helpful.
If we find any birds, I might be able to persuade them to help us. I communicate the birds and animals and all sorts of stuff, and I have them go places. And
Do they speak to you?
No, you watch their patterns.
Oh.
I haven't really talked to them. I know how to communicate to them, and they kind of listen to me. I have to spend a little time doing it, but I can get them to do it. And if they don't want to go somewhere, then generally it's not safe for me.
Well, I'm guessing at the beginning, I've never been to this hunt, but it seems like there are several parties that are probably going to be after stuff. So the best bet is it's going to be crowded at the beginning. So we should perhaps maybe go in a direction that others maybe aren't. Or faster. Try to get ahead of others.
I'm starting to get this whole competitive thing. If there's any group that we stumble upon or start, I don't know how that maybe we all start together, leave the gates and walk in as one, or do we start? So I don't know. We have to figure that out. But we could always kill another group if they, seem weaker than us. We better our odds, right?
Perhaps we should see if it's lawful to do so.
Sure. Yeah, and just a thought.
Is it lawful if someone attacks you to defend yourself? I would see that would be
that
pretty
is
lawful.
more than fair. Yes.
Yeah. So if we get attacked, then we will defend ourselves.
But unprovoked, we might want to find out what the rules of the competition are.
That's fair enough. Did they give us a specific time as to when we were to meet, or should we get up early enough?
I'm pretty sure we can ask the host again.
Oh.
The bartender.
Right around this time, the halflings run up with some more food and drink. They have a bubbly cherry lemon lime kind of zesty drink.
Ooh, this is interesting. Ask Chimmy and Changa if they know.
Could you send up someone to help us answer questions about the hunt?
What do you want to know?
Is there a specific time we need to show up?
6 a.m. There's 3 now. What?
Okay.
I you really shocked him for a loop.
Yeah. Yeah, a little squeak.
Okay. Does all the parties start out together, or are we dropped in, or?
Well, that depends. Those who have paid more will be airlifted to the middle. The rest are from the outside.
In the same spot at the outside, or from different spots?
Same spot.
Thank you. Did anybody order this bubbly stuff?
Sniff it.
I'm wondering.
It's fruity.
Someone might want to take us out of the competition. Oh, we didn't ask if we could kill anybody.
I hadn't thought of killing people, but I'm full personally. I've had the weird items. I had the leaf things; those were tasty. I had
Can I? Is there a
the
bell
brew. Sorry,
to ring the bell?
I got conga. Ooh, I'm tired.
Did someone send
Been
this out
drinking a
to
lot, too.
us?
You wanted different hors d'oeuvres.
Thank you. Oh, question.
Yes.
Is it lawful to kill another party in the game
Yes.
on purpose?
Yes.
Is it a requirement?
No.
Is there a place we can get a rule set?
No.
Okay.
Everyone knows the rules in this town.
I feel like we're at a disadvantage from not being.
That's not true.
None of the other hunters are from this town.
Oh,
Interesting.
that was my room, right?
Is his stuff in there?
Yeah, that's the one you called.
Too much ale. Catnap time, and he just
Go pee first.
he's off the bed, door, blam, as if he's not quite familiar with using doors that slams.
He's probably going to pee the bed.
There was a lot of talk over my head there about. I mean, I can track a deer. I can small game. I can trap. I can hunt. But
good.
other than that, I mean, when we
Well,
come on something, I can cut it down and I can keep it at bay.
so
look at
perhaps
my halberd.
before we get too much drink in us, maybe we should stock up on supplies. Make sure we have everything we need. Is there any weapons or items you need? I'm pretty much set. I mean,
Yeah.
but knowing that this is a competition where we may face other people, we might want to grab some other items. Because I thought this was just a hunt.
Well,
Not
it's a
necessarily.
competition, you know. That's the way it goes. Speaking of hunts, what was it that you slayed again?
It was one that tried to pierce my mind with. Yes, it was just after I left my homeland, and I came upon a cave and tried to seek shelter, and I was psychically assaulted. But thankfully, because I am quite brilliant, I was able to resist, and I fought the nasty thing, tentacles on its face, and
Ugh,
yes, tentacles.
horrifying.
Would that be an insight? Where we turn to identify these? Because I didn't roll for the previous ones, but I have spent a fair amount of time underground.
Unless you choose Arcana or History, and since you are from underground, you can roll with advantage.
Not from, but spent some time there. Yeah, just to be clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Trash. Yeah. Yeah, they're both negative ones, so it doesn't have 9. But I have heard stories about these tentacle things that may assault your mind. I don't know what it is, but I've heard stories. There's lots of weird things in those mines.
Yes, I decided to stay above ground for now until I can better acquaint myself with the world and understand what's going on underground. I first went underground, assuming first for shelter, and then to see if I knew there was other worlds and places, and I figured maybe someone like me would not be as distracting, being different. But so far above ground, I've not had too many troubles.
Yeah, I've heard tales of those things, but never ran into one.
I certainly would not want to run into something with tentacles on its face trying to eat my mind. God, no.
I did draw a picture of what I remembered it being like.
Ugh.
You see, like, I mean, I could show you a picture.
You lifted?
Yeah. The lowest level one, whatever.
Oh yeah. That works.
What? I mean, you seem to have a grasp on magic. That's way over my head. I mean, if we're gonna do this together, what?
Well, I can.
I'm good with an axe, but
I can do quite a few things. Magic in nature. I can learn any spell really. Not any spell, but quite a few. I can cast lightning. I can fire.
offensive magic.
I can do offensive, but I've learned that I need to protect myself, so I have some defensive magic. I have others. I'm more suited to learning about the world, so I have stuff that will help me learn about the world. I can read any language. If I cast the right spell, I can locate objects. I can. I have a background in archaeology, so I'm very good with history and lore. If we go into tombs or anything like that, and
Locate objects. Can you
Yes.
locate a big ass animal?
I've never specifically tried to locate a big ass animal.
Just a thought.
Is that like a donkey?
I'm just something grand. I mean, I feel like that's our
grand.
our goal here, right? I mean, I don't know how this works.
I believe that's the gist of it. It seems. That is.
That might be useful if you can locate.
Ooh, perhaps we can. We're hunting something. We can tag it with an object, and then he can locate that object.
Yes.
I can stick an
Yeah,
axe
I have to be aware and knowledge of the object as an object, not necessarily a thing like a creature. But if say you shoot it with an arrow, and I'm familiar with this arrow, then I can continue to track it.
I can hurl an axe.
That
Two
works.
hand axes. So that's a possibility. Just a thought. Something to help us if we need to.
Yes. Excellent.
Do you know magic as well? Am I the only one that doesn't?
Oh yes. What do you specialize in?
I know a few spells here and there. I can track animals. I can speak with the trees and the animals as well. But I'm a ranger of sorts after all.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
The door opens, stumbles out.
Did you
Sorry
pee the
about
bed?
that, guys. No, I'm good. I'm better. Sorry. I heard the talking still. It snapped me out of my stupor.
Perhaps we should not drink too much tonight to prepare for the hunt.
Sorry. He said it was absolutely covered. I was excited. Sorry.
So order stuff and store it later for after the hunt, when we celebrate.
Sure.
But at that point, if we win, then I'm pretty sure 10,000 platinum will cover whatever charges you want.
We were, I think, just discussing our abilities and what we're good at.
Yeah.
He knows magic. He knows the wilderness a little better than me. I can just provide for my family and protect the farm.
Okay, so
Do you mind?
at this point, I want to try and cast the light down. So I walk around the room to try and darken and dim the, just enough. So now there's
little knobs.
a bunch of shadows in the room. And I would like to try, I really hope this plays well. I would like to try at this point to make myself less present in the room to them.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
There we go. Okay, so this is what happens. Okay,
What did you roll?
it's a 9. So as I'm walking around the shed, I'm still stumbling and I bump over some stuff. And, okay, watch. Okay, and bling, clank, clank as I knock over a goblet, and I'm like, okay, I'm good at this, guys.
So you're good at making distractive noises. That's useful.
Maybe he's one of those drunken monks.
Ah, I've heard of those.
Do I know that they're like looking dead at me?
No, we're not even looking at you.
Oh, okay.
Well, we did, but then
We looked at
kinda-
you in your direction.
Okay, so now as far as I'm concerned, I'm hidden.
You're invisible to us.
So then I pop out. So that didn't mean to scare you, but that's what I'm good at.
He's a rouge.
Ah, yes, rouges. I've heard of those.
Oh,
Not quite a rogue. A
Oh,
rouge.
what do you mean? Not quite?
Well, it's a different type of rogue. Not the standard, like, backstabby kind of rogue,
It's the try to hide but can't hide type of rogue.
Yeah.
No, I'm really good.
Yes, we know.
Yes,
of being a rouge.
I
Yes.
believe you. Just if we get out there tomorrow and we need to sneak up on an animal, let one of us handle it.
Oh, okay.
We'll let you know when it's your turn, bud.
So he just kind of like slunks down, sitting in silence.
Your hot cross buns was better than his sneaking. I'm gonna say that.
I'll take it.
Young men, take this as a learning chance. Perhaps don't sneak when you're drunk.
You knocked
Oh.
over a lot of stuff. We kind of.
Oh.
All right. Perhaps we should turn in for the night before we're tempted to drink much more.
Yes,
We'll take
I agree.
leftover chimichanga.
I'll take several of them. Put them up in a nice little... Man, they're nice and neat, but...
Brylish notices them like stacking stuff. And he like grabs the sack that his sword came in, and he starts stuffing stuff in, and caps up some of the stuff. And he's got this big sack, and he's like
You gotta
goes
carry
to
that
his
to the hunt?
room and shuts the door again.
The maids are gonna have a time with that room.
All right. And with that, you all turn in for the night. You get a full night's rest. You regain the few spells you used. And no one else.
So do I need to-
Did you identify your helmet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Maybe I didn't hear
Oh,
whether if it
did
was
you?
just...
I didn't tell
anyone?
anybody.
No.
Nobody asked me,
Okay.
so I was just like, okay.
I was just
Jeez.
expecting it to be announced
Oh.
the way the rest were. So that's
Were you
why- that's
wearing
why
it?
I meant.
No,
Yeah, I
I
did
didn't wear
announce
it.
it to
I didn't wear it
everyone
until
else.
after I went to bed. I
Okay.
wanted to make sure. It's a helmet telepathy.
Just curious.
I probably would have said, "Oh, helmet telepathy." Cool.
I fall asleep
Trying
All
to
right, so
do
we're
stuff.
now into
looking at my pipes and donk.
That's nice.
I really like that part. Okay, so you guys wake up in the morning and nice bright and early. You reconvene in the conference room before heading downstairs. Gather all your stuff and head
polishing
down
my wood and staff.
Well,
into the
quarters.
Sunset Brew, and Zep is awake downstairs waiting for you.
Oh, I was checking my spells. That's what I was doing. Make sure I had the ones I wanted prepared.
He sees you and claps his hands, and the halflings come out with gigantic cinnamon rolls for each of you.
So I'm gonna nab a cinnamon roll, and try and use the crowd and everything else to make a strong attempt again to disappear into this crowd.
I didn't say anything about a crowd. It's
Oh.
empty
Didn't he?
downstairs. Most people are already headed out for the festivities.
Damn it!
once again, he stealths.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, fine.
I'm
You know what?
I'm just being it.
YOLO. 20 plus 7.
So looking around, seeing that no one is there to cover.
Absolutely no one.
You wait for everyone to look down at their cinnamon rolls and leap to the ceiling and just hang on with a cinnamon roll in your mouth.
So I'm freaking gone, right? I'm like a ghost up in this bitch.
Huh.
Yes.
What?
Maybe he is good at singing,
What?
just not drinking.
Where'd that cat guy go? crap. I think we need all 4 of us.
It'll be around.
Did you roll perception?
18.
Oh. Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
lower.
So I will literally pop back in, completely obvious. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm good at.
Oh. Wow. Okay, so
As I take a big old bite of that.
Impressive.
that's okay. Yeah, see what sobriety can do.
It's drinking you're not good at.
Rogue, Scout, Rylus at your service.
Gotcha.
Noted.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, you should be getting out now. I believe it's only about 30 minutes till the hunt begins.
All right, lead the way, good friend.
Mr. S, paid for the special entry fee, so you will be airlifted along with, I believe 6 other hunting parties to the center, while the rest of the parties will start on the outside.
Do you know how many total parties there
Oh,
are?
there's something around the lines of 20 or 30.
Oh, okay.
Yes. All different groups, all seeking the grand prize. Though starting in the middle usually gives you a much larger advantage. So I would really only be wary of the 6 or so that are traveling with you.
Are these creatures all game animals or prey animals, or are these...
Oh no, some of them
predatory?
are fey creatures, some of them are monstrosities, the likes of which you may have only heard in fairy tale.
Rylus is just like in awe.
So, head outside, find the Tensor's floating biplane. It will be carrying a large platform for you all to sit on as you...
I do like to sit on things. You guys ready?
The feather fall spell will be cast on you, and you must parachute in, so to speak.
This is great. You guys ready? Again, I say.
I'm ready.
I think I have everything.
I was just preparing my spells. I apologize.
Do you need time?
No,
Magic's important.
I'm prepared.
I'm
Okay.
ready as well.
Okay. Are you ready? Great.
Show me the way.
All right, we all head out.
We all head out.
Okay.
You all head outside, and you see the main street of the city. Most people are headed towards the entrance gate to head down and make the trip down to the dome, to the biodome. But there's about 6 parties. You recognize the orcs and the dragonborn among them, making their way towards this large silver platform that's like hovering above the ground. And there's some sort of strange contraption with a propeller at the front and wings extending outward. And you see what looks like some sort of driver in a seat with some wheel or contraption for possibly steering.
Mechanical and magical. I like.
All aboard, we're taking off now, he says. Looking in
I want to find the
just
highest
a general
point.
direction.
I'm finding the highest point to stoop and sit. That's where I want to be.
Is there a box?
It's literally a flat disc.
It's a flat disc, so do you want to do that on the disc, or did you just want to do that in the town in general? Or?
No. On the disc, I will try and make myself a point to sit on other than just a flat surface. So if there's just a flat surface, I will find something in town before I get on there, like a little box or something, and try and take it onto the disc to sit on.
So he steals a bar stool.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Alright, yeah, you do that.
I'm just following along since I don't know what a tensor's floating anything is.
It's a magical Just a magical disc to lift and move, and I'm assuming the propellers to push us forward.
There's a lot about being in the sky. Can we just ride a horse in?
Not if you want to start in the middle. This is when we need to be most prepared.
Just
We
following along.
need to make sure that we're paying attention to the other party as much as we are as the ground.
That's a good point.
Anybody nature-wise should be checking the ground to see if you can see any creatures in certain directions. Well, I guess the rest of us should probably pay attention to make sure we're not being targeted. Are we like the smallest of the
Well,
groups?
there. I was gonna say groups. How many groups? 6 groups.
There's 6 other groups. They range from 3 to 5.
Okay, so
So
we're
you guys
about
are right in
average.
the middle.
Okay, yeah, good.
There's one group, as I said, there's a Dragonborn group, there's a group of orcs. As you approach, a few more groups approach as well. There's a group of lizard folk, a group of goblins, and not just goblins. A couple of them are goblins.
Shut the door, please.
A couple of them are hobgoblins, and then there's a large bugbear with them, which are all goblinoids, so to speak.
Haven't had any good run-ins with goblins. Kind of high them.
You see 3 beings with horns and different variations of red and purple skin.
Anybody know what those are?
Do I know what those are?
They're tieflings.
Yeah, but
If you know what tieflings are.
Yeah, probably.
I don't. What are those?
They're tieflings.
Ah.
They have a off upbringing, or at least not upbringing, but
You know about those specific individuals?
history. Not them, just their. Do you hear the child?
Children in the audience.
Oh, there they are. Children. No, but tieflings. Their nature is history and bloodlines. It's interesting. If I were you and you like to study, that's one of those things you should check out.
Thank you.
Okay. And to mention something, I was planning on looking over the scape as we traveled.
That's good.
I just didn't think we were talking.
Do you know what you're looking for?
Okay,
I didn't mean
let's
that.
flash back to the conversation we had
I didn't
about
mean that in
the
a derogatory
animals
way.
and nature and the
Yes.
things to watch. Yes.
Okay.
In short.
Good.
You're grumpy when you wake up.
A little. Sorry.
Okay. I figure we'll work together.
So what
and
I'll
we
do
will
is,
win.
if you're gonna be on the edge, I'm gonna like stand kind of
Yeah.
behind you, but I'm gonna face the other people.
To be clear, did I find a box?
Yeah, you found it.
Yes.
So I'm on a box on the edge.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm
I'm
standing
using
behind
it just
you
too. Oh, because you're behind me.
because I want to look at the other people to
Okay.
make sure I got your back.
Oh.
You know.
I'm splitting my time between being wary about flying and trying to look at the other people and back to the goblins and where we're going. And
I lean over to the other guy. Do you think it would be unlawful to knock some of these people off?
Yeah, I wouldn't start making enemies that soon. Perhaps we can wait and see who reveals themselves as our enemies first.
Oh.
We go doing that, suddenly we put
Where
a
are the
big old
targets?
bullseye on us. Yeah. As you're all sitting now on this disc, or standing or whatever, 2 more groups approach. A group of lizard folk, wearing bone piercings and tribal feathered outfits that all match. They're bright colors. They look like the feathers have been taken off very large birds of paradise. Perhaps Aarakocra.
Interesting.
And then there's another group, sort of a ragtag group of adventurers. There's like, you see another human, you see a dark elf, you see a dwarf, a Triton, and a Genasi.
Interesting.
Is that other group the only one that's racially diverse, other than
Nice.
all the rest seem to be composed of more uniracial?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the rest of them seem to be specific hunting tribes. Well, maybe not the tieflings. They're a little bit more sophisticated than some of the other ones. The rest are more savage with their armor and with their weapons and everything.
Okay.
But the tiefling and then this mixed party seem to be a little bit more sophisticated. More like your typical dungeon-going adventures.
Perhaps those are the ones we need to be aware of.
I hear that. Keep an eye if you can. I'll do my part. You do yours.
Yes, sir. And as everyone boards this platform, the pilot looks back to you and says, "All right, here we go." And you start flying.
Nice.
And as you take off, you feel your feet kind of grip to the surface. You're stable. The crate that you got on it stabilizes to the surface, so it feels like it's stable to sit on, but you're kind of like...
I'm more crouched.
Yeah.
So to picture this,
you
I'm
might
kind of
have
like...
you feel like you might have to dig in your nails a little bit.
I'm kind of like, legs out, crouched
I
like
get
this,
it.
perched.
I get it.
Okay, I just...
Yeah.
For the
You're saying
audience.
you feel the...
But yeah, okay. So it's stable. I'm riding it now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
As you fly along, the plane, it's well over the canopy of the forest, and which becomes a jungle as you look further in. You're well over it, but you enter the dome still, and the dome allows you in. And the plane enters, and the platform enters as well. And as you enter the dome, you look up around at the dome, and suddenly a large face appears in the dome. And a booming voice can be heard, and it says, "Welcome, hunters! I am King Franklin Valiance III, and you, lucky hunters, will be the first ones into the hunt, thanks to your special VIP membership. Now, from here, you may parachute where you see fit. And by parachute, I mean feather fall. Ha ha ha! Oh." He strokes his beard, kind of ominously. And then he says, "As always, my special luck blade will be up for grabs for any of you who shall defeat the most dangerous creature within this jungle, within the biodome." And as he holds the luck blade up, it's a large brass blade with a gold hilt, and it's very beautiful and shiny. But along the blade itself are an emblem of a pot of gold, an emblem of a rainbow, an emblem of a four-leaf clover, an emblem of a moon, and whatever other lucky charm. That's it.
The balloon?
Horseshoe.
Yeah, the balloon and the horseshoe. Yeah.
It's like hard stars, moons, clovers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lots
Anyway.
of golden rainbows and rainbows.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's what the luck blade looks like.
Nice.
And you all fly overhead, and you feel as if you're getting towards the center. And some of the guys jump off a little early. You see the goblins all hop off a little early and make it into the forest as they start floating down. You see the tieflings hop off a little bit after that, and then the orcs. The mixed party seems to be watching you to see when you will jump off.
Right.
And so do the dragonborn.
So, Do I? Rylus is going to be paying attention to the landscape, trying to see if he can draw anything from his
Make a
knowledge.
perception check.
Okay.
I'm kind of squatted down, uncomfortable flying, holding my halberd low. We didn't talk about. I thought we were just going to the center.
But if we see anything specifically in the...
Well, how many minutes does it take to get to the center of this?
They said we can go anywhere.
2.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
3.
We
Old school. I'm making a perception check. Oh,
I believe
this
they're
is
waiting
easy.
for us to drop. They said
21, good sir.
Okay. You see some large tracks, and you see some birds fly out from a jungle, a jungle treetop just slightly ahead. Seems to be near the center.
So I've been looking back and forth
You guys
between the
know that-
parties and down below.
So you guys let us know this.
18.
Yeah, I kind of like look
What'd you
over
roll?
to you, look at
14.
I scan the situation,
You see
and
it
I
too.
notice that they're watching us.
Then I say to you,
Yeah.
with my helmet, I go, indicate a different direction. Physically. Right?
Okay.
I can use telepathy.
That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
So I would draw that the birds have flown away from said object, like where they would be, and I'm like, so I see this area, and I'll look over there, and I'll be like, okay, guys, over here, I think is where we want to go. Are you ready?
The Dragonborns take off in that direction.
We need to hurry.
Any other direction? Any other?
All right, roll a persuasion, or actually deception.
Deception's fine. Yeah.
Any other?
I'm looking where
The
he's pointing.
Dragonborns were dumb. They were gonna go wherever he said right away.
I'm trying to figure out what he was looking at.
Deception.
Yeah.
I think they're going where we want to go.
3 total.
The other party's
No,
still
that was a nat 1. So 3 total.
That one.
They look at you. The other parties that are still there, besides the mixed party, seem to not be paying attention to you all. They're
Okay.
probably waiting for different moments for you to do.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
This is how I did that. I'm like, over there.
over there.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm watching the dragon.
And I wait for the right moment. I'm perched, and I'll go just at the right time. Just leap into the direction of, like, right off.
I'm waiting for him to move, and as soon as he does, I kind of want to fall backwards, so I'm still facing
Yeah.
because I want to see if they
You
go.
do the cool.
Yeah. But I'm preparing my
I
magic.
watch these guys go, and I'm like, still not okay with this flying thing.
Let's go.
Oh!
Yeah, but I want you all to know, when Rylus does this, he does it in such, like, a fluid motion. You definitely know that he's done
I
something.
just felt you move, and
is
I didn't see it.
graceful before.
I just went. Because I'm preparing myself, like, okay.
Mid-air, I would say he gets a little uneasy because he wasn't expecting
Not to fall.
going from I'm ready for this to, oh shit.
So there's a moment of panic on everyone as you all start to plummet. And then as you're falling, a beam of magic just smacks into you from the bottom of the plane, and we suddenly start slowing.
Oh, okay. So I'm like, yeah, this is right. This is right. I felt everything
Do I
I was
see
supposed
any
to,
of the
and I
other
was like,
parties
okay, is this
come
gonna
after
stop? Because, and then, okay,
Cool.
cool.
Do I see any of the other parties come after us, or are they still on the thing?
The mixed party seems to jump slightly after that.
Okay.
But the way it works is
Yeah,
there's a good distance,
okay.
distance, or a good enough amount of distance.
I just wanted to make sure they weren't like
and
right
then
on our tail.
As you're falling into the canopies of the jungle, you can see A few of the other parties waited a little bit longer. They wanted to get to a different area of the biodome. And as you descend, it's a very thick jungle. Make me a athletics check to try and avoid the branches and everything as you come down.
So athletics, not acro. Oh, it doesn't.
I'll let you give the. I'll make it your choice. You can do acrobatics or athletics.
17.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
I wasn't looking at the jungle when I was doing it. I tried to turn around, but not quick enough.
Okay. As you come plummeting down, you see some branches in your way, but you remember quickly enough that your axes are on hand and you're able to cleave through them.
Okay.
Get through.
Am I panicking?
No! God, I should have brought the machete. You aren't quite as lucky as you try to spring from onto a branch onto another one, but it's really wet. It's almost like this area is a rainforest. And you lose your footing a little, and you take 4 bludgeoning all the way down, bumping your head.
Okay. So I just wasn't. I miscalculated from the height of what the terrain was. So that's why I started. Oh, you know.
Yeah.
Shit.
That works.
For the first time.
Shit. Rill, as you fall, you were kind of thinking about how cool that exit was, and you don't really see just like how treacherous some of these branches are, and you're going to take 8 bludgeoning as you bounce off a couple, ricocheting on your way down.
He falls back. He's like, oh.
What?
No.
So you all land, and oh, you know what? It's not fair. Homeboy's got
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
He's going
I
to
didn't see it. I was just
come plummeting down and hit maybe 6, 7 branches on the way down as he takes 16 bludgeoning damage.
Jesus.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
I thought I was bad.
So you all land and you kind of get your bearings. You were still under the effects of slow fall, so there's that at least. But it was still kind of tricky, and you had a hard time coming down through the trees. But you're
That
all
hurt me.
kind of worried about your 4th companion now, who is down and he's hurt.
Thick canopy. Can we see the sky?
No, maybe a little bit, but what you see is the dome.
Anything in the immediate area you need to worry about? Any animals? Anything that stands out? I mean,
Yeah,
I roll perception if you need to.
Obviously, I'm trying to deduct that too as I'm making my way to the companion.
You see some snakes on the trees. You see large bugs crawling on the trees as well. You hear something rooting around, and a small boar runs out and runs past you all. There's obviously a lot of animals around here, but nothing especially dangerous.
Nothing threatening.
As Calmac writhes in pain. Oh, God. What?
Is anybody familiar with healing?
I'm trying to help him up. Like, are you okay?
Should be fine, but God, that was rough.
Does anyone have any bandages or anything? I mean, I know a little bit about medicine, but
I reach in and I take my flute, put that back in my bag, and hand you the wrappings that I used for my flute. Can you use this as some sort of bandage?
You can make a medicine check.
All right. Yeah.
14.
Okay, that's enough. You apply some bandages to his ribs, and you take take some dirt. And,
Rub some dirt on it.
That
You-
sounds like a farm boy thing.
You warm it up in your hands, and you do like this cool Mr. Miyagi thing, and it's like, oh, the heat makes it like relieve some of the pressure and the pain.
If you broke a
it
rib,
is-
all we can do is wrap it tight and try to stabilize it. I don't have any kind of potions or anything.
Yeah, maybe we should
that'll have to do. I don't think it's quite broken, but it's definitely bruised.
Yeah.
Perhaps cracked. I don't know, but we should push on. I attack from afar, so this shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Knowing magic, do you have any way to anything that can help him out?
I don't really have any healing spells.
I don't know how that works.
Okay, so I would like to, based on what I saw with the boar and the animals that are here, and based on our location from the fall, I would like to use my Wanderer feature to see if I can determine whereabouts those birds that flew away to our current location.
What is the Wanderer feature?
Okay, the Wanderer feature is you have an excellent memory for maps, geography, and always recall general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, or so forth. So
Yeah.
I have both of those features. Like I can even find food if it's necessary.
Okay.
So I have the same.
Oh,
So if we can
awesome.
discuss and maybe get our bearings, if I can help him with
I
if
also
there's
have-
a roll or anything like that.
I can do alchemy. I have a kit, so if you guys bring me stuff, like I might be able to make up a potion or a salve or something. I can try.
Yeah, I could definitely root through something if you tell me what you might need for it. I can look for it.
I don't think we have the time.
But that's what I was thinking. I agree with him. I don't know if we're going to have time for that.
Yeah.
I just saw the animals that I drew the conclusion from. If you think you can help me, I'm pretty clear on possibly what direction where we are now to where it is. We're on a deadline. Everybody else is hunting too.
So you guys can roll a survival check.
Both or just advantage for one or
I'm going to let you both do it with advantage
oh okay.
because you both have that Wanderer feature. So it's pretty sick.
21 total. I rolled 2 17s.
Nice.
17, 18,
So-
19, 20, 21.
Nice. So 2 of
Are
us
you
with
kidding me?
21s.
So you both are like looking at the ground, looking at the trees, kind of like getting your bearings, and like you both look at each other at the same time. That way. Yeah, and
Wander the shit out of this.
you point in a direction that you
That way, that way?
deduce
Yeah,
was
yeah, that way, yeah.
where the birds flew away from.
Okay.
Stir them up.
Yeah. So you lead the way. Calamac doesn't lag too far behind. He has his bow and arrow out at the ready, sort of trailing you, which I assume you're
I have
a little further behind them, who
Yeah.
are tracking and leading us in that direction.
Yeah, I've got my staff out, ready, and as a focus, kind of a.
Only about 5 minutes go by when you hear a scream in the distance.
Mm.
Like
Is it
an
the,
animal scream?
is it the direction it
No,
came?
that
we were
doesn't
going?
sound like an animal.
Like a
but
Well,
person.
okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a person.
In the direction we are headed,
Mhm.
can we tell? Are we together? Are you ahead?
no,
Are
I
you-
thought we were
Yeah, we're all
gathering
together.
behind, except he's just slagging slightly behind us.
him, and then us.
Yeah. Caldemat is kind of right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're with us,
Yeah, he's behind
Rill.
us.
Rill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
So
we
we
hear
hear a
the
scream.
we hear the scream. About how far would you say it is?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception check. Gonna roll some perception check, and that will be 13.
I had a 16.
Okay.
Okay. You know that it's no more than 200 feet ahead.
Okay.
pretty close.
You know it's about approximately 160 feet ahead.
That sounded pretty close.
Based on my surroundings, you said this is like a rainforest. If I was able to, just by looking, could I kind of ascend a tree and see if I know it's about 200? I'm going to move up. I would say I'm going to move up another 100 and then come up a tree.
Okay.
He's going up. I look over my shoulder and go, that was really close. Your response?
Should we take cover?
How dense is this? Is it pretty dense? I mean, how far can we see at this point? 30 feet, 40 feet?
You can
Straight
see ahead, but there's just so many trees.
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
how far?
yeah.
Sight line.
I would like to try to do it stealthily as I ascend.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we should probably.
That is 18 plus 7.
Okay, yeah.
We should probably be careful moving forward.
Yes. In fact, let's all take cover for a second while.
Agreed. I'm gonna roll a stealth check. 13. Not super stealthy on my chainmail and clanking axes.
14.
Kalamite goes behind a tree and then you don't see him again. And then the shrub next to you kind of peels back and he's right there.
Okay.
I'm behind the tree that he went up.
Do I get kind of a decent vantage point of what it is now being about well, technically I'm about 60 now because I moved 100.
As you look outward, you see something hanging from a tree a little further ahead. You see a rope and some sort of something hanging from it. You don't see any creature or monster or no.
Oh, well, he sees it. Yeah, that's great.
And it's hanging on pretty much the same level you climbed up to. A little strange.
But it's just something's hanging from it, but I can't.
From a string, yeah, you
from a
can't
string.
tell from this distance. It looks to be about, even though the stream was, so far away, this is now hanging about 100 feet away from you.
Okay. I'm going to. Ooh, this is rough. I have suspicions.
So you still playing,
Just
like,
I have
fingers,
suspicions that my character. Okay, this is not necessarily metagame. I have suspicions it might be a spider creature.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, and I can't take away the advantage. I'm gonna draw my short bow.
Okay.
And I want to let fly into this creature, or into what I think is a creature.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Are you aiming? What are you aiming for specifically? Just the thing dangling from a string?
Thing dangling from the string.
Okay. It hits, and you can hear.
Oh shit!
Oh, gross.
Did I make it sneeze?
Bless you!
And you can hear a chew.
That's all the air escapes.
A Jew.
Yeah, you got a thing?
Yeah, and not yeah. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
That was
You
perfect.
hear?
Are we in Men in Tights or something? Like
You
Oh,
hear
shit.
a chew. Bless you.
you hear a squish echo, and the thing that was hanging kind of just starts spinning a little, but nothing else happens. It doesn't move, it doesn't retract, it just spins.
Because I don't see this, right? You're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna come down, slide down, and I'm gonna say, my suspicions are this. Something got caught by a spider creature. This is a suspicion, it's not fact. And I think I just killed its lunch.
Spiders.
I'm not certain, I can't
Spiders. What
tell,
spiders?
but this is what I think.
I hate spiders.
It's in the sky, hanging from a tree.
Let's go kill it.
So there might be something going on here.
Can you climb trees to see if it's there?
So I would
Or a
have to, at
cat,
this point,
right?
try and move.
Should we move? So should we move forward? Or are you gonna investigate more? Should we all move forward down here and
What if
you
we move around?
move forward above?
All right, based on that knowledge, I'm going to try. All right, let me see. And I'm going to try and move. Do I need to roll another stealth to try and make my
I'll
way?
let you use the same stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to try and make my way through to get a better vantage. I'll be on the ground floor until I get an indication that maybe I need to climb the trees again.
Is it just you?
Just me.
So how much closer do you want to get? It's 100 feet away from where you were atop the tree.
That's 100 feet. It was about 60.
It's 160 from where we were. So
Well,
if you're
I'm going to
talking
start
about this-
moving closer. I would like to at least get halfway there.
While he's doing that, I want to cast Find Familiar. Does it take?
Is it prepared?
Yes.
Does
It
it
is
still
prepared.
take? Does it still take? No.
I don't know.
Look at the spell. Casting time.
Oh, 1 hour? Shit. I would have done that earlier. Okay, that's fine then.
I'll let you have already done it. That's just fine.
So as I'm moving, getting about 50 feet,
So it just finishes then.
if nothing happens to me in that 50 feet, I would like to try and climb another tree nearby to see if I can get up to see closer as to what was my...
Okay. Yeah, so you get about 50 feet closer, and it's so high up you're going to have to climb.
Okay.
So you start to ascend. The rest of you are hanging back.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, he took off and did his own thing. Kind of whisper to your character.
Calvin.
Sorry, Calamite.
Yeah.
I wrote it down, but my pen
He's an
isn't working real well.
NPC. He's an NPC.
Any thoughts on spiders?
Uh,
You can track animals, and I don't know. I mean, if there's a
There's definitely spiders that are native to the jungle, but I'm not sure of any that spend their lunch up in the treetops. Most of them that I've encountered have webs. They don't drop them down from a single stream.
Maybe it was a trap and someone got caught in a trap.
Perhaps.
Although that would be very quick to set a trap.
Yeah. Did someone preset traps?
Hmm.
and look at the direction he took off.
Do I get a choice in my familiar?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll do like hawk. Okay.
Hawks are cool.
Yeah. As soon as it comes in, I want to say, can you go like circle, see if you can see anything on top?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
It's wicked cool hawk.
It's a cool hawk.
Did I not notice anything being close, or am I still
No,
sending
now
one?
that you've
Okay.
climbed up,
I had to roll its perception check, right?
yes.
17.
Now that you've climbed up, you see it, and you see it with, well, your bird sees it. It's a body strung up by a rope, hanging upside down, tied by the ankles, completely skinned,
With an arrow in it.
with an arrow in it, spinning. It looks to be a halfling.
Can I trace my eye line up the string to see where it's attached? If there's any.
It's attached to a branch.
Okay.
Crap, man, skinned. Hell.
Is there any way I can work my way through the trees, or do I need to go back down?
No, you can.
One of those other
Okay.
parties had a halfling in it, right?
The mixed party.
Interesting.
So I make my way over to it. I want to try and draw it up. Oh no, I don't do that. That makes no sense to me.
No other noises or anything?
I want to cut it down.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Sorry, I want to cut it down.
You do that.
Okay. Okay.
It's a couple branches on there.
Do they notice that?
Yeah,
Do
you
we
guys
hear
all
the
notice
crash?
it. Right about where he had gone to check out, you guys hear a crash, a thud, not a clap. And it's very spongy and really gross sounding.
A wet slap.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Look back, you guys.
Well, that was not pretty. Because my... that was a body. Flayed.
Wait, you can.
Yep.
You didn't say that.
My hawk said that.
Your hawk said that.
Yes.
Yeah, his hawk determined that
No,
he
I
saw
know,
through his hawk's eyes.
character,
Oh,
yeah.
well, sorry, my bad. But you were like, he didn't say that.
I'm playing in character.
Me too.
You can see through your hawk.
Yes. Whatever familiar I happen to get.
That's some more magic stuff.
Yeah.
It's
It's interesting.
So there's a body. What was
I
the?
believe it was
did
a
you know what that
halfling.
sound was?
The body hitting the floor. I believe our cat companion cut him down.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering if that was him.
That wasn't our companion. It was a halfling from one of the other parties, I think. I mean, I can't tell because it has no skin.
Should we still just wait here for him, or?
At this point, the noise probably attracted whatever either strung it up or it's meant to attract. So we can wait, or we can make ourselves a
Which
target.
is precisely what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to see what this drew out by hiding up in the tree and looking up. I'm trying to be vigilant, and that's what Rylus is doing.
If you want, I'll go investigate the body. Make myself a target.
Can your hawk do that?
Sure. Tell the hawk to go see if it can check the body out.
Whatever you say, bro.
Just be careful. Don't get eaten.
It lands on the body and just gives you a good old close-up.
Is there any weapons or armor or anything? It's just a naked body that's been flayed.
Yeah. It's tied at the ankles.
Interesting.
You can see some incisions from where it took damage, probably the killing blows. You can see a chunk of it got blown off from something. You don't know what.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty mauled, flayed body.
Either another party did this, or
I don't. At this point, I can see the hawk down there. I want to see with, I don't know if it's a nature check or whatever, but to see if there is. So since this was flayed and put up here, if there's any kind of indication where somebody has been, or a direction that somebody has gone, or if
Survival check.
Yeah, survival. Okay.
I'm so used to playing Rangers and Rogues.
From what he's describing, I want you to make a history check, but use your wisdom instead of intelligence.
Ooh.
20, by the way, for survival.
Okay. You see on a nearby branch a little tuft of hair.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna make my way to there.
It's a nearby branch. It's near the branch that you cut the guy down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check the hair out.
Really? Okay.
3 plus 2. So he's gonna look there. I just ask, is there any, this thing's skin there? Is there a mess there? Did this happen somewhere else?
It sounds like they were making jerky to you. That's what your wisdom, your history.
Just hang it up, let it dry,
That must be
let it
jerky.
dry in the trees.
There's
what I
no
would
gut
do.
pile. There's no skin. There's no. I'm asking him.
No, I think it's just It's just odd.
So what I want to do
Yeah.
is get the tuft of hair. I want to sniff it, feel it, taste it, see if I can determine what, or if I know what it is from, where it came from, or what caused this.
All right, make a nature check.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I want to know.
He's all into this.
Yeah, man. Okay, nature.
Okay.
20 plus 4.
Not 20 plus 4.
All right,
Damn.
it's null hair.
No.
Okay.
Now that I know it.
Yeah. Screw this shit. Knowles! I call out.
And as you call that out, you all hear again, out in the distance,
Same direction we were traveling in?
a different
Different
direction, off to your left, and it sounds quite a bit further this time.
That sounds like the knoll is. Did we hear knoll too?
He called out Noel.
Yeah, he called.
And then
it.
we heard the scream.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's hunting the other party.
What's a Noel?
I believe it's a large hyena-like creature.
Dogs. Dogs are better than spiders. I like dogs.
Well, they're very warlike and supposedly come from a demon itself. Or so I've heard.
Let's dispatch it back to hell.
So we're in the same
All right,
place
so
we were with spiders.
I'm going to head
Still.
down.
Yeah. I'm gonna send the
Convene
hawk.
with the party. Say, I found hair on the branch near where the animal was tied up. I was wrong about the spiders. Of course, when I called out Noel, we heard at a distance, and I would like to, with the aid of him, figure out what direction we need to go and how far we need to do it.
I'm gonna send the hawk in the direction of the scream.
Cool, good idea.
Okay.
But I'm also going to say, it was in the trees. Chances are we're going to find another person in the trees.
Wait, are we looking for more people, or are we continuing in the direction we were going for our prey?
Well, if you hear screams, it's probably both.
Yeah, chances are our quarry is off in that direction.
We could attempt to follow it, or we could try to maybe find something else.
Well,
If you don't think a knoll is
real
worthy
quick,
of the...
logically speaking, you're of intelligence.
Mhm.
You took a gander at everyone on the platform.
Mhm.
We would be the only ones who would have made it out here based on the VIP status. Was there gnolls?
Not on our ship, but the halfling that was strung up was on the platform with us.
But no, there were no gnomes.
No
Something
gnolls.
to hunt.
But is it worthy?
We're looking for something impressive or large, right?
Yes.
All right, let's keep heading, and then let's keep heading to the direction which we were supposed to.
All right.
You concur?
Yeah, let's do it. I said let's do it. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
My hawk's already going that way. To see
Okay,
if
so he
there's
sends his
anything.
hawk. Let's go ahead.
Yeah. Roll survival.
All right.
Hawk goes to the left, and we're gonna
With
keep going
advantage.
straight.
Me?
because- Yeah, whichever one you guys want to do it.
Okay.
Or no, you both have the background. I did that
Yeah.
before. Just do both with advantage.
Gotta reset the dice.
Trash.
Gotta reset the dice. I rolled 20
I should
last
have.
time. So.
At 13.
16.
Fuck me. You said survival, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. 16.
16 to
13.
16? Oh,
13.
16 to 13. Okay. You guys seem to be able to, you think, generally figure out which way
Oh, wait.
they came
No.
from.
My math is wrong.
You're so special.
I-
I mean,
My math is wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hey, can we take a quick break?
13. Yes.
we can take it.
And we're going to take it with that. We will be taking a quick break, everyone. Thank you for dealing with us during
thought that you were good reason. My mind says to my heart, still I want to keep her. Oh, why is this so hard? Try so hard to take my eyes off you. I'm about to lose my common sense. The moment when you showed up, then I knew, oh my, here we go again. Are you coming back to my life after all we said and done? Are you coming back to my life? I thought that you were gone. Try so hard to take my eyes off you. I'm about to lose my common sense. The moment when you showed up, then I knew, oh my, here we go again. Are you coming back to my life after all we said and done? Are you coming back to my life? I thought that you were gone. I thought that you were gone. outside and wait for you. A man overboard. We've been here before. A long story short, you walked out the door. Gotta get over myself. The drinks, they don't help. I've got to at least try. We're spinning out of control, and I've just got to know. If I follow, will it turn the ship around? If I let go, will it leave me here to drown? Gotta get over myself, this can't be farewell. I've got to at least try. If I follow, will you turn the ship around? As I'm slowly sinking down. Just another night, just another fight. Will it be alright? 'Cause now you're out of sight. Gotta get over myself. The drinks, they don't help. I've got to at least try. I'm breaking up inside. Got to swallow my pride. If I follow, will it turn the ship around? If I follow, if I let go, will it leave me here to drown? Gotta get over myself, this can't be farewell. I've got to at least try. If I follow, will you turn the ship around? As I'm slowly sinking down. As I'm slowly sinking down. Standing on the porch in the night, thinking how we used to be way back in time. In time. Barefoot on the grass, open skies. I can feel it every time I close my eyes. My eyes, yeah. Can you remember when we were young and free, like queens up on our thrones? Never surrender, we're having too much fun. Could feel it in my bones. I was never hanging on the beach, catch the tide. Those will always be the best days of my life. My life. There I fell in love, held her hand, kissing while we painted hearts down in the sand. The sand, yeah. Can you remember when we were young and free, like queens up on our thrones? Never surrender, we're having too much fun. Could feel it in my bones. I was in
Are we back? Oh, cool. back.
I love that awkward moment. I was like, hey, you get to feel the DM spot for a little bit.
That's great. And we're back.
Hey guys.
All right, so we left off with you guys chasing the sound and your bird. You each, I believe, got a 13.
Yeah, but now we're
On
headed
your
towards
tracking.
where the birds took
And I got
off.
a 16 in perception.
Yeah,
Not the second.
7
stream,
plus 6
right?
is not.
Oh, are you guys
16.
headed toward the stream?
We're headed towards where the birds took off on our original path, not towards the second stream, right? We decided.
I sent my bird towards the stream.
Yeah.
You had the
Okay,
air.
well, we're heading towards where where we thought the beast was. You're checking the screen.
We're looking for beasts still. Said we're not here to
Tracks,
hunt
man.
gnolls or.
Okay. All right, so the bird, you rolled perception, right? The bird does see something hanging in the distance, a branch. You guys, you make your way towards that original point.
Destination.
And as you're
I bring the bird back. Tell him to come back once he sees it. Because I'm just going to assume that it's another of their party.
that's fine. As you make your way in this direction, it's pretty much straight ahead of the first body you found, the first scream that you heard. And you head in this direction, and you just happen upon a couple footprints of large paws in the ground, which you very quickly put together is, probably belonging to the gnome.
Okay, so I don't got to sniff it.
No.
I was prepared to sniff, by the way.
Oh, I know. I
was getting
I'm
in,
sure.
getting into my character now.
If you
Getting
taste it-
into it.
I think if you taste it, I'm going to gag. My character's going to...
Yeah, I'll come up and just like
In character or out of
Yeah, in
character?
character.
lean down to the ground like this and just go.
You guys an asshole out for everybody?
Yeah. Fucking cats.
Look at it.
Well, you can just be a tabaxi.
Yeah, I was like, I got some tabaxi upbringing, but I'm a shifter, so it's really weird. Oh, okay.
His mom was a tabaxi and his dad was a human.
Is that how that works?
Kitty style.
No, I believe shifters have wereblood in them somehow.
So something, but my character, he doesn't.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's not entirely versed.
Origins are useless in your current life.
In
So-
jungles.
Yeah, it's not really gonna help you.
Yeah, like
figuring
I
out
live out in
your
nature. I
lineage.
don't know I just lived out there for a long time, and now I'm discovering civilization and starting to understand that people are like, "Where the hell you come from?" I'm like, well, that's rude. But
It's a null track.
so this is essentially no tracks, no.
Are they going away or towards the other stream?
Okay, so the parts with the claws are heading.
They're headed the direction you just came from.
Okay, I
There's
guess
another body hanging that direction.
Okay, so they were heading that direction. We just found their original point. I kind of assumed that, but just to be sure, now we know that this is what we found. If we double time it back, we might be able to catch up to it.
Think they scared up the birds?
Probably. It depends on how many there were. One may have scared the birds, but depending on the flock size, I would say there was more than one.
Interesting.
Can I discern from the amount of track that I see if I would have that indication by track position?
I'm gonna make you roll a survival. For
Yeah,
that.
let me roll. I mean, you want to help me look at this?
Absolutely.
Come down, since I notice he's got similar aptitude. So
We
does
talked
he
about it,
both?
yeah.
Do we both roll? Or just one of us roll?
Well, that's
with
what we did
advantage?
before. Yeah, I'm sorry.
when
Am
you
I helping
guys
him? Or?
When he
are
for something like this.
yeah, so for the layout type stuff where you guys are
Yeah.
using the
Wanderer.
wanderer, that's where I'm gonna give you the advantage and everything. When it's just a survival
And
check to
he's
track stuff,
helping me look at it.
yeah, it's the classic rules of advantage.
Okay,
So
so
you just get advantage.
yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
if
take-
you
I'm gonna
guys
take
get
the
to
roll.
choose-
I'm
yes,
gonna take the roll this time. Okay. Which
Okay, you're gonna take the roll.
I'm very
No,
no. I got this.
I'm
I got
being
this. I have this, everyone, and it's a nature check, and that is 23, 19 plus 4.
It's not a nature check.
You said survival.
So survival is 19 plus
Oh, well then
4.
it's 25. 19 plus 6.
There you go.
That's why I my bad. Nature survival.
So between the two of you, you notice some really strange things about these tracks. You initially identified them as knoll tracks because they're large paws, and you found the knoll hair and were able to deduce, like, obviously they belong together. But the thing that sticks out about them that's a little strange is that the prints themselves are much larger than the typical knolls. You do notice multiple tracks, but they're kind of separated, almost as if they were proceeding not together, but kind of like flanking and separating. And you see the tracks in weird areas. First you see them on the ground, and then they disappear from the ground. And then as you're looking around investigating, you notice there's claw marks on the trees, and then you find another tuft of hair on a high branch.
Oh yeah. So it would be fair to say, as I'm doing this, that I'm seeing as it there's tracks as if they leaped through the trees from these tracks. Oh, jeez. Okay. This here is it's a hunting party of gnolls. Gnolls. Okay. That was twice now, and I.
He was waiting for it to happen again. And
Well, let's
gnolls.
see. I believe that was a party of 4. That there's probably only one left. I just want to know where their equipment was.
I wasn't paying attention, so there could that if you're saying there's 4, then there's 4. That's 3. Yes. 1.
And the scream was back in the direction, somewhere back in the way we came, or is this ahead of us
off
somehow?
to the
or-
right now, and it sounds pretty far.
What you guys can gather about my character is, yeah, he's grown up out in the wild, and his math skills are a little
Can we tell where these tracks came from? Maybe we can find its nest and
fresh.
and set up an ambush for when they come back.
Well, these tracks were made before the first kill that we found.
I know.
Nest. I don't believe
know.
these creatures nest. They roam. They hunt.
Ah.
From what I can gather, this is not. They are hunting, and we need to be careful, or we're going to be hunted. Things that we are hunting, and they jump and leap. And I tried pointing out, here's tracks to the trees.
Is there a
where
way
the
we
claw
can hide our
marks-
own scent?
You counted 3 total tracks.
3 separate tracks, and these paw prints are larger than any knoll that I've ever come across.
I'm assuming they go by scent, like any other normal creature, correct? Anybody know?
I believe that would be safe to assume.
So maybe we need to cover
Okay.
our smell?
I go over to the ground and I start pawing at the ground, and I'm trying to like pick it up and just start slapping it on myself, the dirt, and rubbing myself in the dirt.
I suppose that's a good idea.
A lot of the animals can scent your smell. If you want to intermene with them, you're going to want to try and cover as much as your smell up with the nature that's around you. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to
Okay.
keep yourself hidden.
So are we going to try to avoid these things, or are we going to try to find a way to...
No, what he's saying is
Hunt
he
them
wants us to hunt them down without them knowing us, because they will probably scent us.
Basically a tactical advantage of
Sure.
them not knowing where we are by smell.
Might not be a bad idea.
And they may smell really well. The scent that they. So I'm gonna try and liberally lather myself in this. And so he's like, just trying to cover his whole. You see him just almost like he's bathing in this dirt.
I'll start and just start doing it a little bit.
Calimac will follow suit too.
This is what he's doing. You guys don't have to take his word for it. You don't have to. It's just what he's done.
Could you get my back, please?
I usually do this, and you just see him. He scooped up that pile that he had made, and he just plops into it. And just kind of does that number.
We can try. I can try, but from a fair
I'll
amount
assist
of...
you if you assist me. Or do you gonna?
Right
Natural
off the table.
20. I called it.
Yeah, that check was an athletics check to knock you prone. Oh, there's your back.
Oh, there you go.
And then he reaches down to help you up afterwards.
Whoa!
Whoa! He just goes with it.
Don't forget your
I
back.
needed it too.
Wow, that was awesome. I love it. I love it so much.
Funny.
That's so great. You're like, yes!
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, wow.
All right, so
When in Rome.
do you cover yourself in dirt too?
Yeah, I can make a half-ass effort. I'm wearing chainmail. It's
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of,
yeah.
it's not. That doesn't work real well.
Morales.
Well, we're all nice and dirty now. Perhaps
So are we
we
going
should- Yeah, proceed with the home.
direction of the last scream?
Do we need to roll for that, or?
He's head off to the right
Okay.
and a ways away.
Okay.
So, you still leading?
Yeah. Should we try and get stealthy as a group?
Yeah, roll a group stealth check.
Oh, good.
Nat 20.
Oh, great.
The guy in the chainmail with the axes strapped to him somehow manages to be quiet.
Well, see, because the dirt that you've packed into your chainmail has caused it to muffle the ruffling of the chains.
Okay.
It was
17 plus
Stealthy
7,
there,
24.
because I ran it into it.
Okay.
My math has been really bad as a person, so I wanted to make sure, like...
Yeah, so the three of you are really good about keeping quiet. Calimac is struggling, but together you sort of lead the way, and since he's coming up the back, you're able to sort of like push away any like branches or anything he might step on that would have otherwise
Yeah, like
given
I'm kind
away
of
your
like,
position.
so as I'm doing it, I'm so attuned to the nature, and he's like, and I'll reach down and place my hand on some branch, like twigs or something, muffle it as he walks past, hold back branches. Like I'm really just, you see, this is me shining. Like he's not a rouge.
And your fighter friend in his full armor is silent as ever with that nat 20. Just blowing you away. How is that even possible?
Done some hunting, done some trapping.
Where did he go?
The four of you proceed in the direction of this last scream. And along the way, you hear another 3 screams almost in rapid succession.
Do the screams sound... Do any of them sound like they might come from like a different type of beast, like a dragon, or does it just sound very just normal humanoid?
They sound fairly humanoid.
Yeah.
No roars.
No roars, like ah, nothing like that. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. Well, not that I want to hear that, but I want to.
Do you want me to send my hawk to see if...
Because there was
Follow the-
also orcs and shit too.
Just follow the gnolls around
You
until
can.
they kill something big and then
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
send my hawk
you
in
can do
direction.
that. That's a great idea.
steal it.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Real?
Yes.
Got it. Trying to remember.
Without having to write it down.
You were doing it for me, so. All right. So what does the bird see?
Where did you send the bird?
I
ahead?
wanted to send the bird to,
Okay.
because I figured it's going to be ahead of us.
Roll another perception. S'il vous plaît.
17
I notice he like closes his eyes
plus
to do this, so I'll start like help guiding him walk as we
So
continue.
21.
21. All right. As the bird's
I should probably check to see if I get advantage from the bird, but
flying
doesn't
ahead,
matter.
it comes upon a tree in which it sees multiple things hanging down. From
Yeah.
different branches. And it can make out the shapes of some of them. One of them looks like it has some frills, even though it's skinned. One of them, or 3 of them, are horn.
Oh.
All right.
Can I have him circle and see if he can see any other disturbance in the trees themselves rather than the ground?
It seems to notice some, not on the ground, in the trees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It does seem to notice some branches moving, but it doesn't see anything around the branches.
Okay. And it's near the bodies?
Yeah.
Okay. So I relay that. I think the tiefling party has been dispatched, and the rest of the human party,
So
or the
if I
mixed party.
if I remember, did the mixed party they jumped
They jumped after us.
and the tiefling party jumped before us?
Yep.
Oh, so these are going in the direction we were coming.
Yes.
Okay.
But it missed us apparently because
Alright,
of
well,
timing or.
We need to keep going.
And it also noticed it thinks that there's something in the trees moving the branches, but it can't see what's in the trees, and I'm not sending it closer to die.
How far ahead?
I don't,
200 feet ahead.
approximately 200 feet, give or
Okay.
take.
All right. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to.
We could make noise here, set up an ambush for them.
As I go to like.
We could go there and let them try to pounce on us. I mean,
Is the movement moving towards us or away from us?
they're just in the trees, right? And just
Okay.
along.
You could see what you would
There's
see.
the bodies, and then
There's a tree hanging up, and on the upper branches, these bodies are hanging down. And the bird was swooping around, and as it was swooping, it saw on a nearby tree, like weight shift of something on the branch, and then it would see another branch move towards this way. It looks like it was headed back away from that tree, sort of in your direction.
Okay. I can go hide.
Yes, maybe we should hide.
You can hide, and he can hide, and he can fall in the muck and yell help. And then as soon as somebody comes, if you're willing. If you're not willing, we're not going to do it. But he was talking about subterfuge.
he's already injured.
Yeah.
Yes, it makes it believable.
You've seen what I've seen, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Fully flayed bodies hung from the treetops. You really are asking me to?
No, it was something. If you're willing, it's not. You know what? Never mind. Bad idea. Good point. I look to see if there's any animals nearby.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
It's coming towards us. I think we should hide.
This one. Yeah. No. That,
Are stealth
was not
rolls
in
still
here.
valid?
Yes.
Okay, so stealth roll
You
20.
said nature. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a 16.
Okay. You see a snake wrapped around a tree branch nearby. It's not a very large snake.
Do you see that? Is that how you talk to them?
It's red, yellow, and black.
Ooh.
Striped.
Scrap it. I'm gonna go in the direction of what he was talking about, and I'm gonna try and pace it out. I would say I'll do about like 120, hit up a tree as fast as I can to see if I can then discern anything from there.
Ooh, you're dead.
Hey, let me die. It's part of the fun. Like, you know, whatever, TPK.
Okay.
TPK.
You make your way ahead, and as you do, I want you to make a perception check.
Yeah, because you know what's the fun part is if we all die, the next episode, or when I go to post this on YouTube, I can just play #TPK. Oh,
One?
no,
Oh.
just one adjacent, and that is 8.
We're not playing Uno, Marcus.
As
8.
you're running forward, keeping stealthy as ever, you feel a rush of air beside you, but you don't see where it came from or what
Right.
it was.
And it went by me.
It actually went by you vertically because you felt it as you're running up the tree.
I stop, hold the tree, and become really still. And I just stop. So yeah, that's me for a short period of time.
Okay. The rest of you, are you taking cover while he does this?
Yeah, I would imagine
'Cause, I
he
mean,
took off
yeah,
again.
we're all trying to be stealthy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all hiding out, kind of crouched down in the bushes, when Calamac says to you, I can't believe he was going to ask me to be bait. Can you imagine? If I was stuck out there and that thing, that knoll, found me, skinned me, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I do not want to be stuck out here, dead with the likes of you three, because you're going to leave me to bait.
To be fair, I think.
Do I hear that?
I recommend it.
Well, I didn't realize we were having a full-on conversation. I mean, based on our stealth rolls, I thought. Maybe
No,
we
yeah,
were, okay.
we
Well,
definitely
he's
aren't.
loud.
Yeah, I rolled. He rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Forgot it. Okay.
No. I'm like, hype.
So he yelled, and I heard it, right?
Holy fuck! Holy fuck!
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Everyone roll initiative. Or maybe he still gets skinned. Either way.
Well, you know what? Yeah, so you all, he's sitting here talking, and you're kind of like whispering back at him as he's kind of losing the shit. You do hear it.
Oh god.
But he was too loud too soon, and you all see him kind of gain into this rant a little bit as suddenly a large circle with blades extending off of it comes flying into his chest.
Can I tell what direction it came from?
And you're 120 feet away, right?
Yeah.
Or
And then it's a
100
thick
feet away.
jungle.
Oh yeah,
rainforest.
yeah, true. Thick jungle. No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, so it stabs in, and he looks down at it, and he reels a little and falls backwards. He's not dead, but he's dazed and stupefied as he looks around trying to see what just happened.
Is it attached to something? Like, is it?
No.
It's just something hit him.
Like a shotgun, kind of.
Is he facing me? Off to the left? But he has it in his chest, right?
He's laying down. There's like, you're 120 feet ahead, right? There's
Yeah,
at least
You can
like
see it, yeah.
I
So
can barely.
how
I can.
close- we were
I can just hear
there's
it.
like a dozen trees.
Yeah,
in between
We
us.
were all. I mean, conversational. There,
Yeah.
Were we spread apart? How far away was he?
I
from me?
imagine we were, these three characters were within about 10 feet of each other.
Yeah.
Maybe split up behind different trees.
Okay.
Can I do a perception to see if I see where it came from?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to see it.
you too, because you both saw it hit him. So.
I'm not touching it.
Is that not?
Yeah, 20.
Okay.
12.
Plus 4.
Okay. You see the general direction that it came from.
Okay.
It was slightly ahead, like almost in the exact direction that Rylus just ran to go get a better look. You see where it came from. Slightly off the ground, about 10 feet off the ground, standing on a branch, you see an outline of a large figure, maybe 8 feet tall. But you don't see the figure itself. You see behind it, but there's a almost translucent
Yeah.
frame of a creature standing.
Noticing that I see something, I'm going to cast a spell called Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
And I want to use lightning. Lightning.
So what's it do?
That's what
Is it a ranged attack or is it a save?
It is a ranged attack.
Are you revealing yourself to make the ranged attack? Because if you try and shoot it around the tree, the rules of half cover and quarter cover will come into play. What would you like to do, seeing him apparently preparing?
I didn't know where it came from. He's getting something ready. I'm waiting. If something is going to engage.
All right, I'll make my way back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hide. I'm gonna try to like seeing where I saw it, and then kind of
do like a blind shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, how long after he took it to the chest did you do that?
This is the.
No, I didn't do.
This is
This
in
within.
response. You're
This is
saying
my.
it for
This is my
seven
reaction.
Then I'm still on the tree. Go.
But I'm going to. I do. Is it at? I guess it has a thunder. Poison. Okay, I can do fire. Okay, I want to do fire, then instead of thunder. So I have to do D20 to see if I hit. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, +5, so 16.
That is going to be a miss. The orb goes flying forward, and what did you want it to do? What kind of
It
damage?
was a fire damage.
Okay, so it hits the tree, and
It's a 4-inch of diameter.
It's a 4-inch.
A diameter orb of fire.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it smacks into the tree and it lights it up. And as it lights up on the tree, it's pretty near his head. And you can see like the fire sort of reveal like a silver sheen on that figure. You want to come down?
No.
You see
There
this
wasn't
now,
enough
and you can
time.
see like a silver sheen. And
There
now
wasn't
you
enough
see
time
the
yet for
outline.
me to come down. Because I'm basing it off of he's going into a rant, and then his rant suddenly stops. Then his response is he sent out a fire. I still need a bit of a time. I would say I'm going to notice the fire, or at least the flash,
Mhm.
and I would like to now try and get a better vantage point moving between the trees.
Okay. Are you going to want to try and do it while maintaining yourself? Then I want an acrobatics check.
Does he see anything? I mean, I would imagine the flash. Could he see? He couldn't see the flash. It's too far. He would see maybe a flash, but he couldn't see the impact. He's too far
Right,
away.
yeah. He sees like the flash leave his
I keep forgetting
hand.
you're 120 feet away.
13.
Yeah, so.
Okay. You are able to get about 40 feet closer.
Okay.
Kind of swinging from tree to tree, making tiptoeing from like one branch to the other, and making your way through.
Okay.
From here,
In the direction of the flash.
you can see. I'm gonna say you have like a real good angle that shows Calamak on the ground, like clutching his chest, looking at this thing sticking out of it.
Rylos is going to feel really shitty about considering him bait now,
Okay.
but in his back of his mind was like, yeah, I was right about that.
Okay.
He is bait, but not in the way not in the evil way, just kind of like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he he's still rising pain though.
Yes.
Your
I
feelings
still
toward him
I still feel bad.
don't save him.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, I'm just saying I still feel bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do but I like shit.
Are you looking back at where the figure was now, or are you just
I
hiding? after you threw
I
that
saw it and then I did it and just kind of.
I'm
wanted to-
staying hidden. I can't help him if I get killed trying to help him. There's obviously something out there, and I don't know where he's at. And I know there's this thing out there. What is it doing? This thing explodes next to its head in fire. Did it react?
You saw it, right?
You said that I see
yeah,
it,
yeah.
that I could see it. Yeah.
You see it kind of stand there and look at the fire, and then it's going to sort of jump, and as it jumps, you can't see it anymore.
It goes up.
Yeah. But you see like the weight shift on a branch nearby, and then you see you more hear some leaves rustle in another tree after that, and it sounds like it's probably circling around you now through the trees.
I just look at him. I don't say anything.
That's what you see. Like I'm not saying it. I'm just.
My turn.
Sure.
Great. Do I don't notice anything specific where
You
the
hear
flash
the
was,
rustling,
but I hear the rustling.
and stuff because you're kind of nature tuned and you're on that level to where I think you would notice something's moving through the trees up ahead, towards where your party is.
Okay. Can I get a better, like, if I drop down the tree a little bit, or like to try and maneuver through? Because obviously I get to this point where I move 40 feet with my check. Now, can I continue to move through to try and head in that direction?
What do you want to do? Do you want to do it while maintaining yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Then give me another acrobatics or athletics check.
I fall.
What'd you roll?
1.
Okay, yes you do. As you try to swing on a vine and go from treetop to treetop, still making your way ahead, you accidentally grab a snake, and together both you and the snake come tumbling down, and you're going to take 2 bludgeoning and 2 poison as the snake bites you reflexively, and then slithers away.
Alrighty. Easy peasy on that one.
Nice.
Yeah. This is fun.
This thing's still circling us. It's not getting any closer.
The snake?
No,
Oh, the thing. Yeah. Yeah, well,
Is it approaching?
as it seems to be circling around, you hear a thud hit the ground somewhere ahead, kind of in the direction where Rylus was.
Well, right, he's still within 10 feet of me.
Oh,
no, not Rylus. I'm sorry.
Rylus. Yeah, his character,
Names.
Rylus.
Yeah.
So you hear him hit the ground, and then Kalamak is still writhing there as you see some sort of light now. If this creature was this way and came around this way, and you looked in this direction, you would see a light starting to spark up. And I need you to make a dex save.
15.
Okay. You just barely jump out of the way as this bolt of energy fires down at you where you were and strikes the base of the tree.
Wow.
Magic caster monkey dogs.
The tree, the trunk of the tree kind of explodes, and it doesn't fall, but it looks like that would.
Wow.
Do I see what cast it?
Yes, because at this time, it decides to drop its cloak.
Nice.
As it stands before you now, you kind of come to and sneak up with the rest of the party as Kalamak's still lying on the ground, looks backwards and up as on a tree branch you see a large 8-foot tall gnoll. And this gnoll is wearing a metal mask.
Nice.
and he has thick dreads coming down. He wears a technologically looking advanced gauntlet, and 2 large blades protrude from him. And on his shoulder looks like a magic wand affixed to some sort of mounting device as he stands before you.
Oh, this is awesome.
And we're gonna end it there.
We are all
I'm like,
we're
I'm
all
literally
dead.
about to.
I love that you're like, I based this off of something else, and then I go, son of a bitch, I know exactly the one
I can't believe I didn't put this together
I
when
was
you were
gonna say
talking
it
about
as a
it.
Exactly.
I was
the
gonna
one.
say it as a joke, and I did. I was like,
We had this conversation about like you were talking about you watched
Yeah.
all the movies, and I didn't even click until, and I was just like, and then that's why I said, I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
I was like,
that's funny.
yeah.
As he removes his cloak, I just like, that's it. I knew exactly, precisely, because I can play in the scenes in my head. I'm like, we're all dead. We're all dead.
Maybe.
He didn't say this was a survivable one shot.
I don't care. It's fun. Like this is the whole point of it. We're gonna do some side
So
stuff.
if I would have
and-
taken detect invisibility,
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you all for joining us. Whoever was able to tune in for this one shot, the Apex Excursion, as we're calling this mini session.
it's all wrapping up together.
I believe we're going to try and wrap this up either next week or the week after. Whatever our following schedule is going to be, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it
We'll
out.
try to post some more info on the Facebook and.
Hey, we got social medias, which you can find all down below in the what do you call it? The panel section of Twitch. We also have our stuff on YouTube, which is CraftyFellows YouTube. You get the Dual DMs. This was just presented by Dual DMs. This isn't actually part of the Dual DMs campaign. Like he said, it's the one shot. But yeah, you'll be able to catch this on here. And then on Friday, I should have it up on YouTube for everybody to come back and watch in its entirety. So this was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for playing. Hopefully next session will be even better with some sweet combat.
Sweet combat. All right. With that, we're going to say goodnight. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you